voice of the beat. You know what I won't blaze up. Come on, blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wow, 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we are. For your boy. For your boy. Also for your boy. Fix it for your boy. Drop it for your lift it up.
Good morning. Happy hump day. Good morning. Come on. Come say hey. Come on. Before I change my mind. Come on, because I already heard you coming. Come on. I mean, Jesus Christ. His ponytail is a mess. Don't worry about it. Hold on. I think this is my phone. Hello? Yes. Okay, thank you. All right, bye. Girl, I dropped my phone this morning, cracked it, had to drop it off to the repair people. But Saint came over here as soon as he heard me say happy hump day. So I guess he wanted to speak. So, hey, from Saint. I don't, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. Saint wanted to say, hey, did you say hey to your uncles? Oh, don't, you know I don't play with you like that. Don't do that now. Don't. I get it. I love you too. But you know me and you don't get down like that. You know you don't act out in front of these people. You feel what I'm saying? See, you know how to do stuff when the people around. Don't get to acting crazy. Now, I let you lick the clear people next door in the face. I don't let you play with me like that, okay? Now, back to what I was saying. Saint wanted to come over and say hello. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Say hey to all your uncles and aunties in the chat. Tell everybody hey. All right, you ready to go back and lay down? We're going to go outside when I finish, okay? Love you. Love you, B. Do y'all know that one of Saint's nicknames is P. Diddy? It's so weird, and it's been that. So when I call him P, if y'all might hear me call him P, or y'all might hear me call him Diddy, it's because long before this thing went the way it went, I nicknamed him P. Diddy. You know what I'm saying? So if you hear me say P or Diddy, it has nothing to do with the trial. This was long before I got Saint in 2019. Okay? I got him in 2019. So don't do that. Don't do me and don't do that. Okay? Danielle said, what kind of dog is that? Saint is a Maltese and Yorkie mix. They call it a Morkie. You know who had that breed of dog back in the Gap when everybody was like, OMG dogs? Do you guys remember? Put a 1 in the chat if you were there when Paris Hilton graced us with the reality TV. Girl. So Paris Hilton had that kind of dog. And that was like, she made that breed of dog like the thing or whatever the case may be. And people started buying them and the stocks went up on them types of dogs. Now, granted, back then, having a dog, we had family dogs. I was still in high school living with my parents. But however, Saint is a Paris Hilton dog, I guess she had the breed. But I didn't buy Saint. I was dating a guy and told him I wanted a dog. And then he surprised me with a dog. You ever ask for something and then when you get it, you be like, I ain't really want it. Hear me out. So my friend had got a dog and she said we could share a dog. But then when the dog went to her house, her churn had liked the dog and took a liking to the dog. And then they named the dog without me. And then I was like, well, okay, if I'm going to be the godmother of the dog and get him on the weekends, I need to have say so. Long story short, we got into it. So I was telling him about that. And I was like, yeah, I really wanted a dog. Like, I can't believe they did that to me. Like, I was almost in tears almost. I was in tears almost, girl. when this happened. And I think when the dude I was dating saw me almost in tears behind my guard dog, he said in his mind, because see, that's the type of niggas I date. FYI, these are the type of niggas I date. I don't know what y'all doing out there, but this the type of niggas I date. The type of niggas I date, I just say it and then they surprise me with it. I just happen to say it and then, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. Type tease or whatever. So anyway, he saw me almost in tears and he decided that he would go out and get me a dog. So when he came back with Saint, I ain't gonna lie, I was like, who that's for? That nigga said, what? I said, who dog? That nigga said, that's for you. I said, for real? That nigga said, I know you fucking lying. Then, this the worst part, and I'm about to move on. Girl, I got Saint. God bless him. Bless his little heart. But you know, Saint a little slow. You know what I'm saying? We could talk. We family. Your nephew a little slow. You know what I'm saying? I think he got the one out the batch that was slow. But either way, you know, when I first got Saint potty training and all that, it's hard. And Saint used to do number twos in the cage because I was told that I need to crate train him. But not only would he do the number two in the cage, Saint would smear the cage with the number two from top to bottom. Mind you, I'm getting up at 5:30 every morning to go to work prior to Saint. So now every morning, Saint decides to have a poo bath every night. So every morning, I gotta take an extra hour. I gotta get up an hour earlier before that to clean Saint up in the cage and things of that nature. Okay. So I will say about 3 days in, I called the boy and said, I don't want him no more. Come get him. And then the boy said, it's not a coat. We can't return it. He said, what the fuck? He said, it ain't no coat. We can't return it. I got to find a family and a home for the fucking dog. All you got to do is be patient. Girl, he went. And then I thought about it after I hung up. I said, well, damn it, find a home. Get a home then. I'm tired. I'm getting up early. I'm coming home late. This nigga tripping. Find a home. That's what I said. But then after I hung up and looked at him, I ain't gonna lie. I looked at him. And he was cute. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, I'll wig it out with you, I guess. And this before I hadn't even named him for like 3 weeks. Just so you know. I hadn't named him because I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But after I realized and I looked at him when I hung up the phone, I called him back the next day and I was like, don't worry about finding a family. I'm going to keep him. And he said, good, because I wasn't looking for no family. That's how I got Saint. But yeah, I'm glad I kept him. He is still slow, but that's mine. That's my child. Okay. I get to say he's slow, not you. Yes, he is a little, but he mine. And that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? What matters is he's mine and he's here. Dear God, he's here. You feel what I'm saying? It was a lot. No, I ain't gonna lie. I was ready to, girl. One day I was about to open the door and let him out. I ain't gonna lie. Girl, one morning I was already running late. I was already running late for work. And I forgot I had a dog, girl. And I got up and looked at Saint in that cage. I ain't gonna hold you. I got so frustrated with Saint, and this is for anybody who getting dogs. Just wait it out. It gets better. But I ain't going to hold you. One morning I got up late for work, and then I look back at that cage, and I'm looking like, man, I got to clean this up. And I'm late for work. I ain't going to lie. I looked at the door. I was about to open the door and let him go out. I swear to God. I was about to open the cage and open the door and be like, there. I'm glad I didn't. That's my son. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But that's how bad it was. I'm telling you. So if y'all get a pet, I know y'all be wanting to get dogs and cats and stuff for y'all churn. Give it a couple of weeks before you give the dog or the cat back. It'll grow on you, okay? Now let's get into the show. We got a few things to discuss. Nicki Minaj has been crashing out, right? on Rock Nation and Jay-Z. We're gonna get into it. And why she's using other people's plights for y'all to get on her side. We're gonna get into Diddy. For a little bit, Diddy got sentenced, or not sentenced. He had a hearing for his sentencing, and we got a date for that. We will be discussing Essence Festival a little bit more, as Mia X wrote a letter to Essence Festival, and Stephanie Mills wrote a letter to Essence Festival, and the conversation is still going on. I'm going to do a video on Essence Festival, seeing as I have been knowing about Essence Festival since its inception. Obviously, I'm born and raised in New Orleans. However, I've gone to Essence Festival many times, and I've gotten more information on that I want to talk to y'all about, and about what we need to be doing as Black Americans. Okay, so let's really be clear. Oh, and I'm gonna show y'all some pictures I got from me at Essence in 2008. I want to say it was. Girl, it was a time. Anyway, we're gonna get into that. Then we got to get into Charleston White is now campaigning for Carmelo Anthony. Is this a I'm sorry, forgive me type of thing, or is this just Charleston White? We'll get into that. And then Daryl Lynn is Daryl Lynning again. DL Hughley gets into it with TMZ and gets very irate and ridiculous. Yeah, we're going to get into it. But I have a few honorable mentions for you guys. First and foremost, I want to start with this. Who is Jada Wayda? I'm just trying to ask, who is Jada Wayda? I don't know these sure, but either way, Jada Wayda has a son, and I want to get you guys' opinion on this. So her son, she bought him out to a park, but y'all remember do you guys recall the jelly bean sandals back in the day? Every Black young girl, every Black American girl had the jelly bean sandals in the summer. As a matter of fact, at one point in time, the jelly bean sandals was lit for Easter. And typically, you put your jelly beans on after you take your church clothes off with whatever your outfit is. You know what I'm saying? After Easter, when you go to the Easter egg hunt and all of that. This is a Black American tradition. I mean, it is what it is. Every Black girl in America done had a pair of jelly bean sandals. Period, point blank. It just is what it is. But either way, this girl Jada Wayda gets these sandals, but she gets them for her son. Now, people were freaking out about it and making a big deal of it, and she's just like, it's not that deep. You know what I'm saying? It's just a kid, as long as he's happy and healthy. And I understand that too, but we got to understand, with Black Americans, we have a culture that is unmatched. And we stick to our culture, even if it's frivolous things. And things in our culture dictate that things that go for little boys, we typically don't put on little girls. And things that go for little girls, we typically don't put on little boys. That is very deep and rich in our culture. So she got a lot of backlash for the photo of her out at the park with her son and the jelly beans. And this is what she had to say. Y'all, please do me a favor. Get the likes up and subscribe to the channel. Can we get to 50,000 subscribers, you guys? It's literally free to subscribe to the channel. You can come here every day. We could joke, we could drag, we can have a good time. But I just think that we should get us up to 50,000 subscribers. So help me out if you can. Like the video. Let's get into this little caption.
Then sometimes, like, when things happen and like people just be like speaking and like just so obsessed and opinionated about something that do not make their world spin, it made me realize, like, why are people like this? And I try to really understand and sympathize with them. And then I just realized, like, that's why God put people like that on earth, to remind me of what I never want to fucking become. That's like the most loserous mentality to have, to sit and worry about somebody that much. Then sometimes, like, when things happen and like people just be like speaking, a 6-year-old at that, I can't even fathom. Like, when it comes to kids, I don't even like have a mental capacity to even care unless someone is in danger or something like that. But like, other than that, I don't give a fuck what a child is wearing, how their hair look. As long as they look clean and they are smart, that is all that concerns, and not in danger. That is all that concerns me. Everything else is just like, you're being a little weird. Are you okay? Is everything okay at home? Was everything okay when you were a child at home? Obviously not. Y'all are fucking weirdos.
Is she a Black American? Is Jada Wayda FBA? And the reason I'm asking is because our culture typically dictates that, like I said before, what's for girls are for girls and what's for boys are for boys. Now, unless you're gay or something like that, typically Black American culture dictates her grandmother Mexican. Got it. Mom is Mexican, dad is Black. There you go. What kind of Black? What kind of Black? Because that's important too. What kind of Black is her daddy? Let me see. Jada Wayda's parents. Either way, the point I'm making, there you go, unknown biological father. Don't all these celebrities have the unknown Black daddy? Y'all not tired of that narrative? See, I think that what my job is here, to teach you guys and to show you what's right in front of your face. Are y'all not tired of these racially ambiguous celebrities with the mysterious Black daddy that nobody never finds? Are y'all not tired of that? Are y'all not paying attention to all of these racially ambiguous celebrities with the missing Black daddy? I mean, that should tell you there's something there. This is what I need people to start doing. Start asking questions. Just start asking questions. I don't care if you're not questioning things, you're just blindly walking around like a damn fool. If you are not questioning things, you're just walking around like this. You should be questioning things, okay? So it makes sense why she doesn't understand. See, this is why Black Americans, this is why inviting any and everybody in the culture without allowing or requiring them to know it is a problem. Because our culture dictates that what's for little girls, we typically keep on little girls. What's for little boys, we typically keep on little boys. Black Americans do not dress their little boys like girls. We don't. I don't care if the little boy is as gay as two left shoes. I don't care if the little boy is as feminine as the day is long. He's still gonna be dressed like a little boy. This is Black American culture. I don't care. I don't care if the little girl is giving you dagger tease. I don't care if the little girl is running around here playing with the little boys. When it's time to get ready to go, she's going to be dressed like a little girl. This is Black American culture. We don't clash those two on our kids. We don't. And we've never made excuses for clashing the two on our kids. Now, I don't know nothing about this girl, Jada Wayda. I've heard her name, but I literally don't know nothing about her. But somebody in the chat earlier said, bad enough they already calling her child a fairy, and then she go do stuff like this. Stop letting these celebrities fool you and trick you. She's being told what to do. See, you got to understand, FBA, our Black American roots right now, and this is what we're going to get into when we talk about essence, they're trying to erase us. They're trying to erase our culture. And the way that they do that, like Malcolm X said, they integrate and then they infiltrate. Malcolm said it. I didn't say it. So they get these racially ambiguous people, and like I told you yesterday, because most of my people are ignorant to race, meaning we don't know. We see her, we see melanin, and my people assume that we're all the same, but we are not. And that's okay. But this is, remember we talked about them capitalizing off of your ignorance yesterday? Remember I told you everybody playing in your face because they know what it is. Everybody know except you. Remember I told you that? Okay, here we are again. They put you, Jada Wayda, in front of you. She talked Black. She looked Black. Good hair, but still, we got Black people look like her. We are thinking this girl, she's not one of us. So, but she integrates in the culture as if she is. So people who are one of us are going to look up to racially ambiguous Jada Wayda, thinking that she's a Black American, and start to adopt new customs that aren't directly ours. We've never crossed our little boys and our little girls' dress. We've never done it in the past. But if we walk around with blinders on and we don't understand who we are and who they are, we start to adopt their bull crap because we don't know that she is not us. It's okay. I don't know if y'all are fans of this girl. I don't know nothing about this girl, but she is not FBA. So if she's putting pink or jelly bean sandals on her son, think about all the little Mexican kids you've seen in your life. Doesn't it make sense? This is no shade. Think about every single little Mexican kid you've seen in your life. They look like they're going to church Monday through Sunday. Bless the churn. This is no shade. But the churn look like they're taking Easter pictures every single day. All them little Mexican mijos and me guys be running around here looking like Easter Sunday. You know it. Stop acting crazy. No shade. This is no shade. So if she putting the sandals on the baby, it makes sense. It's in her DNA. You know what I mean? And this is the picture in question, and these are the sandals. And let me tell you something. I ain't never seen a little boy put on a pair of sandals like that. Yes, little boys have sandals that are made like that. Them sandals, those are little, first of all, little boys don't even wear white sandals like that. For real, for real. But these look like they belong on little girls. And I'm not going to let you tell me that this is okay because they're unisex. Y'all got to stop letting them people put labels on this shit to fool you. Oh, it's unisex. But, you don't understand. It's unisex. Ain't no unisex. It's a little boy or it's a little girl. What we on? I'm done. Y'all better open y'all eyes. Y'all better open y'all eyes. I told you it's a trick. Everybody is in on it except you. All these quote unquote racially ambiguous people that y'all passing off for FBA, wake your duck ass up. I'm telling you now.
Please, wake up.
This is what happens when everybody's black. When you don't understand who you are, you see yourself in everybody. This is a major problem. And that's the theme of this week, it seems. This is a major problem. When you don't know who you are, you see yourself in everybody else, and everybody can reflect you onto them. And it's confusing because you don't know. But this is why you need to know who you are before you know who anybody is, okay? Them little sandals are for little girls. I said what I said. My little boy wouldn't have them on, I'll tell you that much. Anaya, thank you for the super chat. Anaya, I can't pronounce your last name. Please forgive me. What did you hear about Jay-Z alleged son might be able to get a DNA test? By the way, much love. Yes, and I saw Nicki brought that up too. We gonna discuss that, girl. So did y'all see finally Jay-Z's alleged son might get a DNA test? Put a pin in that. We gonna discuss that. Thank you so much, Anaya. Thank you. And let me say this too. A lot of because I want to bring this up about Black American culture, indigenous culture, FBA culture, African American culture, whatever we are today. It made me think about it when I see your name, Anaya. Shout out to you, Anaya. A lot of you guys may not know this, but have you guys noticed? Put a one in the chat if you have noticed a huge influx of girls' name that end in YA or YAH or something that has the ending pronunciation of Ya. Put a one in the chat. So I've seen a lot of Sanayas. I've seen a lot of Anayas. I've seen a lot of Nayas. I've seen Tanayas, the Nayas. It's a lot of Nayas. Put a one in in the chat if y'all been noticing all over America, these Nayas have been popping up like crazy. Because see, this is Black American culture. I'm about to tell you, hold on. I need, see, this stuff that we don't be paying attention to. This is right in your face. It's right in your face. You just got to open your eyes, and you also need the ground. Make sure y'all getting 15 minutes out there. Put your feet, no socks, feet to the soil, not the concrete. Please go do 15 minutes of grounding so y'all can start seeing some of this stuff. Okay? Now, you notice there was a huge influx of the Nayas coming around, right? And I ain't gonna lie. You sit there and think, how can a woman in Louisiana and a woman in Mississippi, but then a woman in New York, but then a woman in California, but then a woman in Ohio, but then a woman in Florida, but then a woman in DC, but then a woman in, how do all of these women know to name their children with these YAHs and these Ayas and Kamayas and Anayas and Tarayas and Ayas and I. The YAH is the biggest part of it because Yah, the Most High, listen. Sorry, my ponytail coming loose. This is getting deep, girl. My ponytail coming loose. Pay attention. Pay attention. Okay? Now, I need you. I told you this stuff is right in your face. You just got to open your eyes. They ain't supposed to just be hazel. Okay? Now, listen to what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you a story. Now, there's a reason why all these Black American women around the same time, the same maybe 5, 10, 20 years, everybody's naming these children these Nayas. And I'm thinking, how does a woman in New Orleans have the same name or child has the same name as the girl in DC or New York or Philly or whatever the case may be? It's because the Most High, like I told y'all before, the earth is already repairing itself. Do not get in the way of the earth repairing itself. What do I mean by that, Vu? What do you mean, Vu? I'll tell you. These celebrities that's going down, all y'all putting your neck on the chopping board, you are getting in the way of the universe repairing itself. Do not do that. All these wars, all this immigration, all this stuff going on, that is the universe repairing itself. If you are a Black American, it will behoove you not to get in the way of the universe repairing itself, okay? I want you to know that. Please don't get in the way of that. I know it's going to hurt. I know it feels bad, but it just is what it is. If you get in the way, you are sacrificing yourself. I'm telling you now. But neither here nor there. So listen, the earth is repairing itself and the Most High is doing his part. Now, the problem is we have to do our part. But some of us are waking up slowly but surely. Some of us are waking up. But in the meantime, that awakening is going to cause a whole lot of things to happen prior to us getting to that awakening. We ain't there yet. As a matter of fact, we are at the very, very, very beginning of this fight back that we need to be doing. We are so far at the beginning. We are in the line and we hadn't even gotten in the club yet. We literally are just waking up and wiping our eyes. Okay? So right now, we in line to get in the club. We ain't even at the door yet. We in the line, waiting in the line. But however, we made it to the club, and that's what matters. But I'm saying all this to say, and I'm getting chill bumps as I say it, because this has got to be said. Listen, I'm saying all that to say the Most High understands that it's going to take time. Like it took time to get us under the hypnosis and the spells we under now, right? It's going to take time. And what's going to happen is a lot of things are going to take place prior to us getting in the club, or at least getting to a place where we delineated. We know who we are. Nobody is infiltrating and integrating in our stuff. And we have got our solid foundation, okay? But I'm saying all that to say, before we get into that, all that stuff has to happen. But one of those things that are happening is an awakening to the Most High. Yah. Even if you call him Yahweh, Jehovah, whatever you call him, God, I don't care if it's Jesus, whatever that entity name or whatever that entity looks like, that is awakening happening all over Black America. So when you see this huge influx of the Yas, the Nayas, the Rayas, the Tayas, the everybody with these last names ending with Y-A-H, that's telling you, okay, we're moving in the right direction, okay? Not only that, we are paying reverence to the Most High when we do that. And this is the gag. Most of us, when we naming these kids, we not thinking like that when we coming up with these names. We just like, oh, that's cute. I like that. Or, oh, woo, woo, woo. But I told you, your body and your brain doesn't operate from the foreconscious. It has always operated from the subconscious. So if the subconscious is really the one leading the way, then it will make sense why everybody is tapped in, even when they don't know they tapped in. But everybody tapped in the name and they say they churn with their AH, YAH, all that stuff. There's a reason for that. Things are happening. Please do not get in the way of the universe. If you get in the way of the universe repairing itself, you will perish. That's all I got for you. I ain't no messenger. I ain't no prophet, even though I be playing about some prophetess boo. I don't know where that shit even coming from. All I know is it's coming from my core. If you get in the way of the universe repairing itself, you will perish. But 2/3 won't make it anyway. So it is what it is. I'm just giving y'all the tea, okay? But yeah, let's really keep that in mind. Tisha, thank you for the super chat. We don't do that. That's for them folks. We don't put little girl sandals on our little boys, even if it might look possibly like it's for a little girl. We don't do that. You're absolutely right. Unique Asha, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you, my love. Not going back and forth with you hoes. I love it. Thank you for the super chat. Also, Boo, you seen that a lot of FBA are pissed at Essence Fest into African Fest. Basically, hello, Africans, their food, etc. Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that in a minute. Y'all get the likes up on the video, please and thank you. We're gonna get into Essence. Kiki, thank you for the super chat. Says, I watched you from in the cut and you spill a lot of truth. And it says, keep watching. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kiki. I appreciate you. Y'all, we gonna get into all of that. Y'all get the likes up on the video. Happy Wednesday. Let me give y'all a commercial break to get these likes up really quickly. Happy Wednesday. Shout out to everybody in the building, y'all. Get the likes up on the video and also subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get the 50,000 subs, right? Let's get the subscribers up and like the video.
Shorty got that hair like Rapunzel. Make a nigga fall in love like dominoes. Jupiter booty, can you twerk some? Jupiter booty, can you twerk some? Shorty got that hair like Rapunzel. Make a nigga fall in love like dominoes. Jupiter booty, can you twerk some? Jupiter booty, can you twerk some? Goddamn, shorty so fine. Like a treadmill, she be running through my mind. On that booty, she got a nigga geeking. Having fantasies of me and her, can that be squeaking? Shorty got that hair like Rapunzel. Make a nigga fall in love like dominoes. Jupiter booty, can you twerk some? Jupiter booty, can you twerk some? Shorty got that hair like Rapunzel. Make a nigga fall in love like dominoes. Jupiter booty, can you twerk some? Hey, Jupiter booty, can you twerk some?
Niggas put that booty while we cooling up and hooting. You know how we do this. The old school trooper. Smartest. We smoother than the smoothest. The hardest, the rulers. They can't get through us.
Shorty got that booty.
That song is growing on me. I liked it. I liked it when I first heard it. And then the feature was just chef's kiss. The feature, the guy who said he's smoother than a smoothie. Do you know how smooth you gotta be to say you smoother than a smoothie? Like I see. You feel what I'm saying? It is what it is. The feature was the chef's kiss. I had to bring it over. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen nobody with a feature. I had to bring it over. So it is what it is. It is growing on us more and more and more. Okay. Now, shout out to everybody in the building. We got to move around really quickly. I be talking too much, y'all. Hold on. I want to share. Oh, yeah, we got to talk about this. Did y'all hear about this? Prayers up to Nene Leakes and her son Brent. So I don't know if y'all know about this, but I talked about it on this channel. But Brent had a heart transplant. I want to say maybe a year ago. That's Nene Leakes' son. Okay. But he had a heart transplant, and apparently his body started rejecting the heart. So now he's back in the hospital. They say that he's supposed to be getting a new heart, but it's about your body accepting or rejecting the heart. My prayers go out to Nene, her son. He's a baby. I'm talking about this boy shouldn't have no heart problems. This is a child. You feel what I'm saying? I will, if I'm gonna be honest with y'all, if I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all, after 2020 and that thing happened, you know what I'm talking about. After 2020, remember that thing? The jibber jabber? A lot of people had a lot of heart issues after that. I'm hoping that that's not the case. But either way, my prayers are with this young man, and I pray for a speedy recovery, and I hope that his body accepts his new heart. They say Nene had to turn down some work and stuff to go be with her child, as she should. Any mother would, unless you're Krishan. So yeah, that, like I said, my heart and prayers go out to Brent, and I wanted to bring that to y'all, to keep Brent in y'all prayers and keep Nene in your prayers. She just lost her husband. God, today, I couldn't imagine. I know it seemed like Greg been gone. I mean, Greg been gone probably longer than it seems, but goddamn. So keep Nene and Brent and the family in your prayers, okay? And don't ever forget what happened in 2020 that caused a lot of young people to have issues that they didn't have prior to 2020. Don't you ever forget it. Don't you forget it. I know you will, though, because the next one come, y'all gonna be right back in line. But I'm telling you now, if you can, don't you ever forget what happened in 2020 that caused a lot of young people that didn't have problems prior to 2020. Just remember that prior to 2020, these young children wasn't running around here getting heart transplants. Now, take that information and do with it as you please. Let's move on. Let's move on. Y'all get the likes up, please, and thank you. Get the likes up on the video, please, and thank you. My heart really does go out to Nene. I can't believe that. In hood news and almost on their way to jail news, Kodak Black got the keys to the city. And this is what I know to be a fact. Every rapper that has gotten the keys to the city within the last year has gone to jail. But Yak got the keys to Miami. I don't know if they'll lock up a clone, but either way, he got the keys to the city of Miami. The city is popping out for Yak. Shout out to Yak. You feel what I'm saying? But I hope not, but if he go to jail, just remember I said it first. Everybody who got the key to the city went to jail last year. Diddy, Dirk, everybody who getting the keys to these cities be going to jail. It might be a coincidence, and y'all know how I feel about those. It might be a coincidence, but congratulations to Yak and the key to the city. Congratulations. I don't even, sure. Key to the city, sure. Yak got the key to the city, I guess. Sure. Okay, moving on. Let me make sure I don't have nothing else to show y'all. Oh, yeah. Amy Luciani, she made a statement about her divorce from Dwight Howard, the loose-wristed basketball player. And she hopped on social media to shut down claims that she's coming for Dwight Howard's assets in the divorce. She made it clear that she never asked Dwight for anything and that she's the one who brought up a prenuptial agreement first. This comes shortly after news broke that the two are going their separate ways. Mind you, they just got married yesterday and it was divorced last night. It says Amy Luciani denies claims she's going after Dwight Howard's assets in divorce. And let me tell you something, black women. Let me tell you black ass women something. Y'all some new age fools. Y'all done let these niggas trick you out of feeling like you deserve the shit you deserve when you divorce these niggas. When the clear girl divorced them, you think they telling the clear, you think the clear woman saying, I'ma just walk away and let him keep everything that he have? Riddle me this. Riddle me this. Black American women, y'all some new aged fools. Y'all let these people buck you up to feel like walking away with nothing is really the prize. Y'all some new age Black American women, y'all some new age fools. We are some new age fools. There's no way I'm gonna be with that nigga and I'm walking away with nothing. It's not even a possibility. It's not even up for debate. We're not even discussing it. It's not even what. But we think that's a lick. Oh, I'm walking away. I don't need nothing. Duck asshole. It just, it is what it is. But moving on. She said she not leaving. She not taking nothing. She said not 30 cents. She says, before we were married, I asked to sign a prenup. I texted right to him. I told him to sign a prenup because I believe what you work for is yours. And I'm not the type of woman who takes what's not mine. New age fool. New age fool. Black women, black American women, y'all is slow as turtles. Say what I said. When it comes to niggas, we are slow. We are, when it comes to black men, black women are slow as freaking turtles. I said what I said. I mentioned the prenup first. He declined. I do not want any of his assets. I do not want half of anything that he earned or obtained before me. And this is the flex, right? This is the flex. This the flex. This nigga is an ex-basketball player worth, I don't know what he got, but worth millions of dollars. And your pride done set so high up on your ass, on your shoulders, for you to get on here and say you don't feel like you deserve nothing that he had before you. If you put this shoe on the other foot, if you put that size 26 on your foot, and you the one with the money and he don't have it, do you really think he's gonna walk away from you saying, whatever she had before me, I ain't gonna go after it? Do you think if you were a clear woman, that clear woman would look at him and say, you know what? Whatever he had before me, I ain't gonna go after it. But this is what we've been tricked to think. Remember, they made a word called gold digger, and we fell for it, lock, stock, and barrel. We fell for the gold digger trick. Whole time, most of our grandparents and great-grandparents and great-great-grandparents and all the women before that, they was gold diggers because the men paid and took care of their women, okay? But we got tricked into believing gold digging is a thing and it's bad. So now we running around here with our chest up, chin out, saying that I don't want nothing from him. And you think that's a flex. Marriage is a freaking business. Love is a lanyard. Love is extra. It's just we married and I just so happen to love you too. If y'all not going into your marriage like that, you're destined to fail. Marriage is a business. That's why you got to go to court to get a divorce. Because I don't care if I own the business for 5 minutes. When it's time to dissolve, I want my cut. I'm going to say it again. I don't care if I've been an owner on your business for 5 minutes. When it's time to dissolve, I want my cut. Yeah. And you going to call me a gold digger? I be that. Proud gold digger. What's up? Yeah, I need that. What's up? What you mean? So y'all go into these marriages because the cartoon done told y'all it's about love. Duck, duck, goose. I know. I was a duck, duck, goose too. I know. So I ain't calling, when I say duck, duck, goose and talk about this, I'm talking about me too. I was a duck, duck, goose too. Y'all going into this thing thinking about love, watching Cinderella and all of that. Y'all want to see, y'all let Brandy go be the black Cinderella and it went to y'all head. Y'all going in thinking about love. Mm-hmm. Marriage is a business, bitch. When you go down there and say you love that nigga and change them rings and sign that paperwork, bitch, that is your business partner. At the end of the business, I want my cut. Because guess what? If the business was ended and I had the majority of it, you gonna want your cut, right? I want my cut. So with that being said, The biggest mistake in America, that's why we have the highest divorce rates. The biggest mistake in America, the biggest propaganda they sold us was that marriage was all about love. And that's why we be running around here divorced, single, stressed out, and everything. Because we still looking for love in this marriage. Duck, duck, goose. Okay? Amy, shut your duck ass up. And I watched Love and Hip Hop. It will be coming out this evening. I did watch Love and Hip Hop. Everybody broke up. Everybody who was in a relationship last year broke up. But when it's fake, that's how it goes. You know what I mean? Can we like the video, please? Get the likes up on the video. Let's get into the show. Let's start with Diddy. Oh, no. One more. And after this, I swear, because I'm doing the most. But girl, the black man's been showing out, huh? So this lady got in trouble about the flood because she said, did y'all hear? Okay, so this was going on. There's a flood that happened in Texas, and there's a summer camp that got flooded out, and a lot of the kids are missing. But it's a lily white club in Texas. Mind you, it's in a part of town, or at least in an area in Texas where a lot of black and Hispanic people live, but somehow they've carved out their own little portion that's whites only. See, y'all think because they took the sign down that don't happen no more, but it does. But either way, that is the place that the flood came through and got rid of all the kids. Well, this former, and she's not a mayor, she's like in charge of I want to say like health or something like that. She's basically saying while Black Americans are offering their energy, remember I told you they energy harvest from us? While we're over there offering all our energy and all our divine power to these people, this is a lily white club. And what she poses is the question is, would this be the same? Would the same outreach and the same outbreak of help be happening if they were black? We know the question. We know the answer. But either way, she got in trouble and she got let go, but she said it was an unpaid job anyway. But she said what she said, and I agree with what she's saying. Y'all get into it.
There's people in it. Oh my God, there's so many people in it.
I know I'm probably going to get canceled for this, but Camp Mystic is a whites-only girls' Christian camp. They don't even have a token Asian. They don't have a token black person. It is a all white-only conservative Christian camp. If you ain't white, you ain't right, you ain't getting in, you ain't going, period. And I think that context needs to be said in this matter. It's not to say that we don't want the girls to be found, whatever girls that are missing or whatever right now, but you best believe, especially in today's political climate, if this were a group of Hispanic girls, especially with them being in East Texas, it should be most likely Hispanic. If this were a group of Hispanic girls out there, this would not be getting this type of coverage.
There's people in it.
Would be saying things like they need to be deported, they shouldn't have been here in the first place, and yada yada yada. So before y'all come at me, before y'all start leaving hate comments on my page about, oh, these are just kids and they don't know no better, the parents of these children who are choosing, and it is a choice in 2025, it is definitely a freaking choice to go into East goddamn Texas and to make a all white enclave. Exclusionary just for white people, with all the black people in East Texas, with all the Hispanic people in East Texas. Somehow, some way, you have carved out an all whites only enclave in East Texas for your white, and to come out of your home and to go find these people and to donate your money to go find these people. Meanwhile, they are deporting your family members. Meanwhile, they're setting up concentration camps and prisons for your family members. And I need y'all to keep that in mind before y'all get out there and put on your rain boots and go find these little girls.
All right, so after that post was made, obviously people started bitching and they wrote the city. And the city responded and said the comments shared on social media are deeply inappropriate and have no place in a decent society, especially as families grieve the confirmed deaths and the ongoing search for the missing. The individuals who made these statements is not a City of Houston employee. She was appointed to city's Food Insecurity Board by former Mayor Sylvester Turner in 2023, and her term expired in 2025. Mayor John Whitmore has no plans to reappoint her, and the city is taking immediate steps to remove her permanently from the board. So this is the city saying, hey, y'all, don't worry about it. We took care of it. She's not working here currently. She did work here, and we don't have any plans on rehiring her. No way. Well, after that happened, the girl found out, and this is what she had to say. Shout out to the girl.
Go check out my article in the Houston Chronicle, y'all. Y'all are really making me famous. This is hilarious. I made a TikTok and y'all called the news. And yes, I gave a statement, and I do think the article's fair. The security board was not a paid position, so y'all did not make me lose my job. I know y'all mad about that. And as I said in my other video, I had already resigned back in January, so that's also mentioned in the article. And as I've said before, Mayor Whitmore is a piece of shit who is not focused on food insecurity. The Food Insecurity Board isn't doing shit. It was an unpaid position. There was no job there. It was a voluntary position. So, yeah. Try again, losers.
Ooh. So that's what the girl said. She said, girl, it ain't even that deep. Y'all got mad, called the news because I made the TikTok. But either way, I don't even work there no more. And not only that, girl, I was volunteering. Y'all tried it. That's what she said. The people, the clear people, because you know that's who it was in Tethers. The clear people who called down to the city to complain. The girl said it was voluntary. She wasn't even getting paid, and she don't even work there. Like, y'all tried it. But you know what it reminded me of? Do y'all remember when Malcolm X said, when they asked him about John F. Kennedy passing, and he said the chickens were coming home to roost? He said him passing is like the chickens coming home to roost, and chicken coming home to roost ain't never made me sad. It always made me glad. Do you know why he said that? Because even though propaganda made us believe that John F. Kennedy was a president for Black Americans and that he really gave a damn about us, he understood that John F. Kennedy, like the rest of the presidents, were behind the scenes literally tearing us down as a community and as a culture and as a people. It don't matter what bills they were signing. It don't matter that civil rights bullshit that was planned to do what it's doing today. None of that matters. He knew more than you that white boy that y'all like over there, he really ain't your friend. That's why Malcolm said, chickens coming home to roost ain't never made me sad. They actually made me glad. And I hate that he had to retract it, and he only retracted because he wanted to get back in the nation. But I hate that he had to retract it because he was telling the guys honest truth. But propaganda made you believe that John F. Kennedy and Jackie Kennedy gave a damn about niggers. That was propaganda. And that's what this reminds me of. Propaganda makes you believe that you should give up about little kids. And granted, first of all, let's start with this disclaimer. I nor anybody in this chat want anything bad to happen to any child. I don't care what color, race, creed. I don't care where they come from. I don't even care their background. I don't care what they did. All children are innocent. Adults make children bad, okay? Some are born as devils, but that's a whole nother story. So I don't want anything to happen to any kid. Let's really be clear about that. But the propaganda that was used to make Black Americans in the 60s believe that John F. Kennedy was really a white president for Black people is the very same propaganda that makes you believe that you should feel bad if you're not out giving your energy and your time to help and find these lily white girls. That's the same propaganda. And people repeat propaganda. So you'll see Black people saying stuff like, oh my God, this is horrible that you say that. It doesn't matter what color they are. They're still children. And while I agree with that, I wholeheartedly agree. It doesn't matter what happens. I mean, what colors these children are. They still should not have had this happen to them. I agree with that. And there's nothing to debate off of it. What I don't agree with is you're telling me that I'm supposed to feel for them what they don't feel for me. And that's where we part. You're not going to propagandize me and gaslight me and make me feel like I'm wrong because I refuse to offer my energy to people who wouldn't piss on me if I wasn't on fire. That's the biggest trick. And Black Americans will do this to you too. They will literally look you square in the face and tell you wrong because you refuse to offer your energy to a group of people who don't give a fuck about you. That's the biggest gaslight and the biggest oopsie daisy, oops upside your head I've seen all 2024 and 25. That don't go like that, man. That don't go like that. While I don't want nothing bad to happen to him, I refuse to offer an ounce of my energy. Ain't gonna do it. And like the young lady said, if there were Black girls or even quote unquote brown girls, as they call them, Hispanics, would all this be happening? Every single person in this chat, and I don't care if you responded in the chat or not, every single one of y'all know the answer to that question is no. If those were Black, especially if they were Black American girls, we probably wouldn't have even heard about it. Let alone if we'd have been talking about it. But you've been tricked to be told that you have to care about everybody else while literally nobody gives a mother pluck about you. That's the biggest Jedi mind trick that you guys got to get up out of. Do you hear me? Y'all got to snap out of that. That Jedi mind trick of I'm supposed to care about everybody while nobody cares about me, you got to get that about you. And nobody gonna make me feel bad about that. I don't give a who you is. Ain't nobody gonna make me feel bad about that. Self-preservation. That's what I'm practicing. Self-preservation. So for the people trying to get the girl canceled, I hate cancel culture. I hate people going. I don't believe in going after people's jobs. I don't give a damn what they say or do. I couldn't stand Fresh and Fit. I still didn't believe they should have had their platforms taken, though. You see what I'm saying? I don't believe in silencing people because I don't agree. I don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. But that's the culture we on. Nowadays, if you say something everybody not agreeing with, they want your job, they want your channel. That's how it go. That's the nature of the beast we dealing with. But she didn't lie. Just like Malcolm didn't lie. It's just that it went over our heads because we was over there with Mike holding hands singing, "We shall overcome." Shout out to the ancestors. They ain't know they were kids. That was Churn holding hand in hand singing, "We shall overcome." So they didn't know. Shout out to the ancestors. They were kids. But if we were not holding hands, locking arm in arm, singing, "We shall overcome," we would have saw that what Malcolm was trying to tell us is that's still the same blue-eyed white devil that the other ones is. That ain't your friend. That's what he was trying to tell you. But he got kicked out the nation. And then you ask yourself this, and I ain't trying to be messy, but ask yourself this. Why was the nation so mad that Malcolm said that about clear people when the whole message behind the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was that clear people were white, blue-eyed devils? Why they got mad at that? Shouldn't that be right up the nation's alley? And I'm just asking, shouldn't that have been right up the alley? I mean, think about it. The entire time, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad spoke and preached the entire time that the white man was the devil and that Black Americans need to do on their own and do for themselves. He didn't tell us to mix in with the Africans or nothing. He said we need to do everything on our own and do it ourselves. And the white man is the devil. Why y'all think it is that he got mad when Malcolm said the chickens came home to roost for JFK? This is a genuine question. Why do you think that is? Somebody put it in the chat. And this is no shade. That true hurt, huh? And this is no shade. If anybody can come up with a better excuse, I'll hear it. You get it? You get it? Are you getting it? Is it sinking in? Is it catching on? Maybe part of the propaganda was what was the white man was the devil. Maybe that was propaganda too. You ever thought about that? Maybe it was propaganda that the white man was the devil. Not that it's not true. Just saying maybe it was propaganda. Just maybe. I don't know. I just be talking. You know what I'm saying? I just be talking. Y'all, get the likes up on the video. Get the likes up on the video. I just be talking, y'all. Don't pay me no mind. Let's move on. So, okay. Now, I want to get into the show. I don't want to do Essence yet. Let's start with Nicki. Do we want to start with Nicki? No, we don't want to start with Nicki. Hold on. I know I give my people problems. Where my people at? Even though what we do is wrong, I have to talk about this. I have to. DC 33, is that the name of it? So, okay, in Philly, District Council 33, there's a strike for the waste management people and the people who work for the city, right? They're on strike because basically they're getting paid pennies on the dollar while the other people getting paid a lot of money. So now they went on strike. The whole town, somewhere in Philly, got trash all over the place. And I'm gonna be honest, taking my personal feelings out of it, pay them people. They doing the right thing, okay? Dumb people is doing the right thing. See, this government, they ain't ready to replace everybody with AI yet. And right now they have to play ball. If we don't take this opportunity to actually make them do stuff, we gonna be in trouble by the time the AI get the replacing. Right now, the AI can't replace us. They ain't got enough robots yet. So right now they need you. So now these people are saying the pay needs to match the work. And I think that it should match the work. Shout out to the sanitation workers. Shout out to the city workers in Philly and the city workers all over America, because this shouldn't just be happening in Philly. It should be in Atlanta, New Orleans, New York, Philly, DC, Miami. This shouldn't just be happening in New York or in Philly. It's just Philly is the ones who done kicked it off. They jumped out the window. Shout out to the Philly people, bruh. But either way, this is what's going on. It says, if you're not familiar with what's going on in Philly, residents are dealing with some AFSCME District Council 33, which represents around 9,000 of Philadelphia municipal workers who are on day 8 of their strike, impacting trash pickup and other services. Per NBC Philadelphia, the union is requesting higher pay. It says, however, Mayor Sherelle Parker, and you know she a nigga, girl. You know, this is the time for the nigga mayors. Mayor Sherelle Parker is standing firm on her offer to give the workers a raise of about 3% per year over a 3-year contract. That is nothing. Workers are making nearly $46,000 annually. That's nothing. You can't live off of that. AFSCME District Council 33 representatives represents around 9,000 workers employed in city functions such as sanitation, the water department, police dispatch, street maintenance, and the airport. Reports state union and city leaders met last on July 5th, but no agreement was reached. During a Tuesday morning hearing, a judge ordered 8 airport dispatch workers to return to work and enforce an injunction that requires police dispatchers to continue to work amid strike. Now, if you're a government worker, you can't really strike like that. That don't go like that. But if you not all government worker, if it depends on your status in the government. However, so like if you're a police, stuff like that, you don't get a choice. Get your ass back to work. You know what I'm saying? But the sanitation workers, they are fighting for higher wages. To be completely honest, no American should be able to live off of $46,000 a month. I mean, a year. And 3% of that is literally like an extra $100 a check. It ain't worth it. That ain't no raise. But the mayor seems like she thinks that she's on the right side of history and says that she's doing the right thing. So let's get into this story. Shout out to Philly.
I know.
Let me turn the music off. This is aerial footage of the trash in Philly. Now, I know this is extremely inconvenient to the people of Philly and to my Black American family, to my FBA family, to my indigenous family, to my African American family, to my what else y'all niggas be? Muslim family, whatever the niggas is, to my nigga family. Please be patient. I understand. But when I looked around at the people who fighting for them higher wages, I saw most of our people. I saw us. I saw a lot of us, as a matter of fact. Who's from Philly that can confirm or deny? It sucks. It sucks. I'm sitting from a place of privilege where they done picked up my trash. So please spare me. And I get it. It's messed up. But if we could be patient to help our brothers and sisters to get past this for a little bit, it ain't gonna last too long. Trust and believe. If we can just be patient for them to get through this in Philly, if my brothers and sisters could, I would gravely be appreciative. And I know y'all don't know me and don't give a damn, but it's stuff like this, them little small sacrifice, we gonna have to start making changes. You see what I'm saying? It's little small sacrifices that we're little inconveniences, some even bigger inconveniences. These are some of the things that we're going to start to have to sacrifice to get change made and to let these people know y'all can't play with us. Okay? So I get it. And again, if you can't deal with it, I ain't in a place to tell you should. But if you can, please just be patient with the brothers and sisters out there. Because when I panned around that audience and who all was in there working, I seen nothing but my folks. I seen nothing but my folks. Okay? And that's with most of these cities. There be a lot of Black people working at these cities.
Like from the other side of the street, yo, trash is everywhere. It's been, yo, you can't even walk down the sidewalk. Look, they got the news out here reporting on this. I have to cross the street for y'all so y'all can really see. It's ridiculous. It's so much trash. Sean almost taller than the gate. Philly looking crazy. It smells so bad. Imagine all the people that live right here, yo. You can't even walk down the sidewalk. You can't even walk down the sidewalk, yo. It's so much trash. Look, what's this? Action News, Channel 6. Yo, you can't. This is crazy. People just pulling up, dropping it off. Like, I know they houses gonna be stinking. Think about it. It's the 4th of July weekend. It's about to be so much trash out here. Yo, this is
the way it smells out there.
Don't. I ain't got time to worry about this. But what they doing? And what they doing is not adequately paying the men and women who make the city move. And that's all. You know what I mean? And I understand the frustration, and I get it. I get it. I started over right here making $25,000 a year. I know what it is. You know what I mean? And I had to work my to get where I'm at. But now that I'm in where I'm at, I want to make sure that other people can have an opportunity to get their couple of hours too. We all supposed to come up together. We ain't supposed to be. I'm here and all y'all here, and is up here and all y'all. Like there's something wrong with that. Something wrong with that. And so I'm 100% behind all of our members in every single department. This is truly a whole District Council 33 deal. Every department in unison. So I appreciate what y'all doing. Just don't want us to get put up in that unnecessarily. If they come out here with some bullshit, don't.
Before we get to the mayor,
I ain't got time to worry about this.
Remember I told y'all when I panned around that crowd, I seen most of my people. You can see it as well. At the end of the day, we treat our essential workers really bad. And we only highlight the paramedics and the doctors and the police officers, but we don't understand that the truck driver, the city worker, the bus driver, these are essential jobs. Without these jobs, literally you can't live. for the most part. You know what I mean? And for the longest, people don't put respect on these people's name. And for $46,000 annually, that is not enough money for how severe your job is and how important it is what you do. That's not enough money. That's not enough. Okay? And this brother here seemed like he was frustrated and he was leading the charge for the protest. And I love that for them because they all stood in solidarity. Okay. But ultimately, this stuff, like I said, don't need to just be happening in Philly. This needs to be everywhere. But most people are afraid to rock the boat. And this is the gag, because people are more followers and have more followership traits than anything, than leadership traits. All it takes is a small group to do it, and then it's going to catch on like that. Now, I don't work for the city. I don't work there. I ain't never worked for the city, but I know people, family and friends who have worked and do work for the city. And I'm pretty positive you're not getting paid what you're supposed to get paid. But if it's a gross underpayment like this, then I understand the strike and I support it 1,000%. Now let's get into the mayor. Girl, first of all, they know what they're doing when they be giving us these black mayors in these times. And in these times, they know exactly what they do when they give us a black mayor in these times. Look at the nigga mayor. Lord have mercy.
So 33, I'm talking to the workers. I'm talking to you. I know you because I represented you all of my life. I know you because you're in my family. I know you because I'm here, because people like you gave me access to the opportunity to do what no one expected someone like me to accomplish. And that is to become mayor of this city. And I don't apologize to anyone for doing the best I can with what I have. And one final thing I want to share. I won't make any politically expedient decisions. You can threaten me with not supporting me if I decide to run for re-election. You can call me a one-term mayor, but I'll tell you what I will not do. I will not put the fiscal stability of the city of Philadelphia in jeopardy for no one. If that means I'm a one-term mayor, then so be it. But the history books will say that Mayor Sherelle Parker did right by the blue-collar, Mr. Council 33. I'm talking to the workers.
She said what she said.
I'm talking to you. I know you because
She said what she said. She said if she'll be a one-term mayor, so be it. Like I say, it's strategically done that these black mayors are at the head of these towns and cities when all this stuff go on. This isn't a coincidence. Okay? This isn't happening by happenstance. There's a reason why all this stuff been going on around America. It's been black American mayors. There's a reason for that. Okay, don't ever get that twisted. However, she's claiming that in order to keep the fiscal budget for the city in line, she feels like she needs to not give them the raise. So basically, what she's saying is, if she gives them the raise, it's gonna cost the city too much money. And she says that history is gonna to smile on her and say that she was on the right side. I don't know this to be a fact. I don't know, but I get cringed when I see black American women in position of power and in position of leadership, and we just feel like in 2025, especially ever since Jasmine Crockett, it's almost like professionalism is a curse. Like, it's almost like if a black, it leads the people to believe that any black woman that gets in any position will always be the sassy, ghetto, and I don't care if I'm a one-term mayor, because I'll be a one-term mayor if I gotta be a one-term mayor because I know I'm on the right side. It's almost like it leads one to think it is impossible for a black American woman to be professional. And that I hate. I despise it. And the fact that we as black American women clap for it, Jasmine Crockett, and I get the reason why, because they be saying stuff you be wanting to say to your boss. I get that. However, again, we're helping them to tear us down. Because other than our feelings and how we feel, this is unnecessary and very unprofessional. If she was a clear woman on this thing saying this to y'all, y'all would lose your mind. But she's a black woman. And black Americans, because we're so lost in entertainment, we clap for this type of stuff. And it's just sickening. But either way, she claims she on the right side of the history. Now, they had some shows going on in Philly, and a lot of celebrities opted not to come. Jasmine Sullivan, who is a native of Philly, wrote up, and she says, in this life, we are only measured by how we uphold our morals and standards, by what we choose to fight for through participation or protest. Today, I choose to not perform at the Wawa Welcome America concert and stand with Philly DC 33 until the city and union find a way to bring their lives wages to our working class. Bring fair living wages, to our working class. I love my city and I believe in you. Hopefully we will get to celebrate when things are better. Signed, Jazz. Now, back in the day, our celebrities used to do this all the time. Back in the day, a celebrity, especially if it's something happening in the hometown, they would stand by the town and champion the people, and that would get a lot of eyes on certain situations, okay? So shout out to Jasmine Sullivan for actually doing that, because in today's society, now we don't require anything from our celebrities. See, back then, the celebrity still had to somewhat represent or give back at some sort of capacity back then. If you were going to be a celebrity and you were going to represent Black America, then you need to represent Black America, okay? Back then. Now, these celebrities, y'all don't require them to do nothing. All they got to do is whatever their talent is, y'all going to worship them, and then they got to go have sex and have a baby, and then y'all worship the baby. I'm going to be honest. Y'all worship they churn and y'all worship them. And they don't do nothing for none of you niggas. Y'all worship the churn. How the churn get worshiped? Y'all will worship these celebrities and they churn. Hell, they grandbabies too, if they had them. Because y'all don't require nothing from them. And that's why they play in y'all face like that. You know what I'm saying? But y'all worship the children now because you worship the celebrity and don't get nothing from it. So shout out to Jasmine Sullivan for coming out and standing with her city. And then also LL came in and he said he's not going to perform. Shout out to LL.
I understand there's a lot going on in Philadelphia right now. And, you know, I never, ever, ever want to disappoint my fans. And especially in Philadelphia, y'all mean too much to me. But there's absolutely no way that I could perform, cross a picket line and pick up money when I know that people are out there fighting for a living wage. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? I've been coming to Philly my whole life. You know, I have respect for the city, you know what I'm saying, of course. And I hope that, you know, the mayor and the city can make a deal. I hope it works out. I'm still gonna come to Philly in case it works out. I'm gonna be in town, y'all. But I'm just letting you yo, so
shout out to LL, FBA brother. You know, he not even from Philly. He from New York, I think. Ain't he from Queens or something like that? But shout out to him. You feel what I'm saying? For pulling up and saying, yeah, I'm going to stand with my people. This is what y'all should be requiring of Beyonce's, the Nicki Minaj's, the Cardi B's. This is what y'all should be making them do. Y'all put the most money in their pockets. Y'all put the most money in their pockets. This what y'all should be requiring them niggas to do, but you would never do it. Because you see, back then they didn't worship celebrities. Granted, they were fanned out, but people didn't worship celebrities back then. Today, in today's society, literal people worship other people. They name them celebrities. And the people worship those people. They do. So because they worship those people, you don't require anything from the people you worship because you worship them. But if we had celebrities like we had back then we would have gotten a lot more done. We would have gotten a lot more done. But it should really, I need you guys to hear it as blatant and as loud as I can hear it and as loud as I can say it, because I got to say the very, very quiet part out loud. And I know, I get it. Y'all gonna feel away. Some people gonna feel away, but it is what it is. And if this touches you, then that means you should probably think about it. But let's really, 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 really be clear about this. Y'all are literally worshiping a person's children. Y'all are worshiping children. The way I see Black Americans worship Blue Ivy, Rumi, Sir, who else? Put the names in the chat of the church y'all worship. Northwest. Y'all worship all of the baby mamas who rap a baby mama. Y'all worship all their kids. Who else kids y'all be worshiping? I want to put it out there. We gotta talk about it. We gonna say that quiet part out loud. Who else churn is y'all around here worshiping? Put them in the chat. Krishan Jr., some of them worship them. Halle baby. Oh, yeah. Worship that baby down to the ground. Who else churn do y'all worship? I want to say the quiet part out loud. Rihanna's children, y'all are worshiping children. Y'all don't even know if they test tube babies. Y'all don't even know if they even real, quiet as it's kept, and y'all worshiping them fucking churn. And y'all literally worshiping children. Yeah. Black people in America are worshiping children. Yup. Y'all do. But y'all hadn't even gotten to the part of work. Black Americans hadn't even came to the realization that they worship in the celebrity. So I know they're not going to believe that, though. But remember, I said it first. Y'all around here worshiping children. Let that sink in. Either way, the DC 33, they ended up coming to a conclusion. They ended up settling. It says that they ended the labor strike that began last midnight last Tuesday. The union representatives represents workers, whatever. Now, mind you, like I said, the mayor was trying to give them a 3% raise annually over 3 years. Okay. But it says the salary scale increase will take effect now. No, let me go back. Let me read up a little bit more. It says Mayor Sherelle Parker said that the deal includes 3% raises for each year of the 3-year contract and adds a new 5th step in the salary scale that will benefit members in the union with long records of service. Basically meaning if you've been there a long time, they're going to give you another step, meaning they'll pay you a little bit more. It says, Parker says union members will be given a total of 14% in pay increase over her first term, more than any other mayor. The deal also comes with $1,500 bonus in the first year. And it says DC 33 President Greg Bower said in a statement, would be provided later in the morning. There's a deal that has been reached. Unfortunately, Bower said around 4 a.m. while exiting negotiations, I'm not happy or satisfied with the outcomes of things. So, the guy said, the union guy said he not happy. But they say regular trash will resume on Monday. So if y'all looking for trash, they come and pick it up on Monday. But they got a 14% increase. He said he's not happy, but I guess it was enough for him to say, all right, bet. So shout out to the union workers, to the city workers. Shout out to city workers all over America. Shout out to every single one of y'all. Thank y'all for y'all service. And to the black mayor who was talking cash money, shit's naive, talking about she don't mind being a one-term mayor. Stop the cap. You went, got off that podium, and reality set in, and you realized, oh shit, I really did it, huh? I done got up there and told these folks I don't give a damn about being a one-term mayor. Yes, you did. You got on here and realized you put your foot in your mouth, and now you had to come back and get them folks their money because you don't want to be a one-term mayor. Black women, please do better in these professional settings. Let's move on. Let's move on. Please do better in these professional settings. Now I want to get into let's get into Charleston White real quickly. Charleston White has came out with more information on this whole Carmelo Anthony case. And let me tell you something. I believe that Charleston White is doing this because Charleston White realized he was dead ass wrong. And I think his conscience is eating at him. And maybe, who knows, and he'll never say it. But I believe that Charleston White is going out of his way to do all these things that he's doing and say these things for Carmelo Anthony to kind of be like a slick side, my bad, y'all. You know what I mean? This is just my guess. But he's going hard. So according to Charleston White, he came out, I showed y'all yesterday, he said that the daddy had his ligaments torn from his arm from Austin, the one who was unalive, because apparently the daddy was allegedly abusive to the mother. Okay, these are trailer park clears right here. These are trailer park clears. Okay, so they say the mama don't want nothing to do with the daddy. He a drunk, and allegedly all he do is beat on her. So much so that Austin and the brother had them tore the ligament out the man's arms. Okay, allegedly. So he came out with that, and now he's coming out with more information about how they suppressing the videos, about basically how they not reporting all the evidence, and that basically these are ain't shit white people that y'all over here running behind. But I think, this is just me, I think that Charleston really realized he stuck his foot in it this time, and he's trying to right that wrong. I still don't forgive him, but we'll listen to what he got to say. Check it out.
Facts of the case. So there's a video that's been released by Frisco Independent School District because this is public information. And if you want to see this video, you can go up to Frisco Independent School District and see this video. That's why Sarah J. Fields and Austin Metcalf's dad, and now they've drugged the mom in, but they're trying to debunk people from going to see the video. Why do you think Sarah J. Fields?
I have a question. Why is the video being held captive at the school? Why do people have to go to Texas down to the schoolhouse to see the video? Why is the video being held captive at school? Did anybody ask that? I'm just saying, remember I told y'all got to start asking questions.
She released the indictment before anybody had the indictment, and she got a woman fired because they're using a new Jim Crow systematic tactic where they got the people inside the courts, they got the people inside, and they're working against the Carmelo Anthony family on behalf of Sarah J. Fields because she's a precinct chair and she's threatening to use her power from her precinct chair, I think District 30, to get people unelected and get people elected if they don't go against this case. So she's trying to use political power to influence and persuade this case. That is what Sarah J. Fields has partnered with Austin's family and trying. I got all the facts of the case. So there's a video. Dude, the mom wasn't too much in it. The mom's really been grieving. Austin, Jeff Metcalf has been playing for the camera because he's been an absent father who abused the mom, and he think he can get back in with mom, and mom doesn't want anything to do with Jeff. That's why you don't see them standing in the camera together like you see the Carmelo Anthony's family doing. So let me stick to the case, to the facts, right? So Sarah has a lady who works for the Collin County courts who just lost her job, who released the indictment before anybody had it. So for whatever reason, Sarah is getting all this information and she's coming to misconstrue the information, and she's giving out misinformation and false information. Number one, the family has not touched the GoFundMe money. GoFundMe froze the money because the lawyers are trying to get the money. The lawyers are trying to get the money, not the family. It's the lawyers. The first group of people came through with civil rights lawyers trying to play for a civil rights lawsuit as if this was a police shooting. That's why they went with the dude. The mom wasn't too much in it. The mom's really been grieving. Austin.
Really quick, before I move to the next slide, did y'all catch that part at the end? Because y'all gonna learn that civil rights movement was a fucking joke. Did y'all hear him at the end say that the civil rights lawyers came in and tried to make this a civil rights case? Do you know that when they do that, they get money too? People think that civil rights, this NAACP stuff, y'all really thought that was really for black people, and that's a problem. Story for another day. But I'm saying that to say, you notice how a lot of these people are jumping on it. And they're not jumping on it to really help him. Because remember, if we're going off what we were taught about civil rights, then technically they should have been the first one to swoop in and scoop up Carmelo, make sure he had proper representation, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. But they didn't do that. See, civil rights been chilling because civil rights is for everybody except Black Americans in 2025. But what they did realize is, oh snap, we can get in on this, man. Let's go over there and play this shit like it was a cop shooting or something like that. But it wasn't. Okay? Okay? So with that being said, everything ain't what it seems. Even what it was, everything ain't what it is today, what it was back then. I'll say that. And I know in 2025, Black Americans ain't got no civil rights. We don't. Everything that was put on side for us, that was provided for us, we've given away to all the foreigners in the clears. We don't have no civil rights. So I don't know why civil rights attorneys are pulling up. I'm of confusion at this point. Now let's get into the next slide.
Race card. Biggest mistake they could have made. First mistake I told them they made, playing a race card. Now the white people was waiting for black people to play the race card. Now they're playing the race card in ways that we can't see. It's called racism. It's hidden in the fabrics. It's embedded in the fabrics.
But remember he said we were playing the race card? Remember he said black people, y'all gonna get him killed because y'all want to play the race card? Remember he said that? Now you understand that racism is deeply embedded and built in the system. Nigga, you knew that before you said what you said. And this is why I'm not buying the apology. This is why I'm not. Charleston White has done too much work in the city and around that neighborhood and around Texas and around America to not know that racism is deeply embedded in the system. That Black Americans don't bring up racism. And for the most part. So for him to come back now and be able to say this tells me you knew exactly what you were doing when you said what you said. This is why and he not apologizing to me. But I'm just saying, if I'm a parent, I'm not hearing that. Nigga, you smarter than you lead on to be. You play stupid for this money and for these cameras. But I know better. And because I know better, I expect better. You get it? Now, if Charleston was an old ignorant nigga like 4 Extra, I would understand. That's all he know. That ain't Charleston. Unfortunately, or fortunately, Charleston is not an ignorant nigga. He is one online, but in real life, he's not. Right, K. Dot, Q. Dot, he knew better. That's why I'm not buying the apology. Charleston knew better from the onset of this thing. But let him finish cooking.
Of the design of America. So it's not blatant. You can't see it. It's hidden. Like somebody in Collin County courts who has a job to feed their family are releasing private information to a known, not a law enforcement, which is Sarah J. Field. That's the first mistakes that's happening in this case. These are adults that's doing this. This was a children's problem, a children's issue. The adults have gotten in and made it hateful, ugly, and racist. And this is about right or wrong. It's clearly about right or wrong. This isn't about race. The adults have came in and made it about race. You don't hear no children online talking and fighting and going back and forward about this case. It's all hateful-hearted adults. It's a race card. Biggest mistake they could have made. First, not children. It's all hateful-hearted adults online bickering, going back and forward, spewing hate over an issue over children. And none of them was there. All the adults with opinion, none of them was there. So Sarah, let's tell the truth. Jeff, let's tell the truth. You even said in an interview, but you're talking too fucking much online, Jeff. You're talking too much online, Jeffrey Metcalf. And you're partnering with someone who wasn't there. And it's clearly she's a hateful hearted. And by the way, Sarah, we have your background as well. You said Dominique Alexander's a horrible person, and he is. And you once were too, Sarah. You used to smoke meth. You was a meth addict whore. So don't try to get cleaned up in the Republican Party and hide behind this conservative shield as if you once was a liberal whore, getting high, selling your cunt. For not children, it's all meth. So come on, Sarah. Don't play like you're just so high and mighty. Jeff, you're a woman beater. You used to beat your wife. Your kids heard it. They saw it. You had anger issues, Jeff. Guess what? Your 2 big boys did too. They had very anger issues. And from what's been reported about Austin and his twin brother, they've been kicking ass since elementary. They've been bigger than most children. Not only that, they are trained experts in jiu-jitsu. Why isn't the media reporting this?
Pause. Did you hear what this nigga just said? Them two big ass collard green eating white boys are trained in jujitsu. And you telling me that ain't self-defense? But see, this the shit they not putting out. And this what pisses me off about Charleston. Because you know the law, you've worked with this type of shit all your life damn near, right? Instead of being an asset to us, you decided to jump out and be a problem to us. And I get it when you trolling on that bullshit, that's cool. But when it's time to really be serious, nigga, we needed this Charleston then. Thank God you flipped the script. Thank God you flipped the script. Because this is the Charleston we needed at the beginning. We got to learn a time for trolling and a time for real shit. Because I had no idea that them big ass collard green eating white boys were fucking trained in jujitsu. That is self-defense. And these are the things that Texas do not want the American public to know. Because if we know that, it's an open and shut case. They want you to still fight back and forth over the black and white on Twitter and wooty. And they were bullies, known bullies, allegedly. This ain't their first rodeo. Okay? So, this is why I was upset with Charleston. Because unlike other people, I didn't just watch the clips of what Charleston did in his past. When he first came around, I really went and looked this nigga up. The nigga is legit as fuck as far as what he's done for the community. In that matter. So when I see the ignorant shit, I ignored 99% of it. But the Carmelo stuff threw me over the loop because I was so upset at a person with this sort of capability and resources and responsibility to be so fucking stupid in a time where he's needed so much. You see what I'm saying? The Most High put these ignorant niggas like Charleston in these places for reasons. It's just that niggas don't like to tap in. But it seemed like he tapping in now. We'll keep an eye on it. But shout out to Charleston for telling us that the two big ass collard green eating white boys was trained in jujitsu. Nigga, they walking around like weapons. They are weapons. What are you talking about? They are weapons. And that's another thing I saw that too, out the Matrix. Ain't nobody hardly talking about Carmelo no more. They on to Tyler Perry and Turley Paper and all of them. But it was good to know that. That's something that the majority of the public did not know. That them niggas was trained in jujitsu. And they breaking the daddy arm. Nigga, I'm stabbing too. Fuck wrong with you? Nigga, you broke your daddy arm. You think I'm about to squabble up with you? Come on, man. If Austin truly broke his dad's arm or tore the ligaments or whatever he did, then Austin, I already felt like that off the cuff. But if these things we finding out about this family is true, this is an open and shut case, and we shouldn't even be sitting up in front of no judge. Carmelo Anthony should have been released on site. But I told you I feel like they're using them anyway for something bigger. But let me let Charleston finish.
Matt?
I think he was finished. But either way, yeah. So finding out that these big old boys were trained in jujitsu, known bullies, allegedly known bullies in the neighborhood, I still, again, when I heard first degree murder, one or two things is going to happen. Or both. One or two things is going to happen. Number one, it's an overcharge, so he's going to get off like they did Diddy. Or two, they're overcharging him to get that energy, harvest our energy, get us all aroused, get us all upset, emotionally charged, like we was just over there for Diddy, and they can harvest that energy and start and cause a whole bunch of stir up. So it's one or two things. But justice for Carmelo Anthony, he should not have ever gone to jail, in my opinion. And when I seen them white boys, they looked like bullies to me off the cuff. I don't look at clear people like they angels, like a lot of niggas. I don't. Okay? So it is what it is. Y'all get the likes up on the video, please. Please get the likes up on the video. Method to my madness. Thank you for the super chat. Says get the likes up, y'all. Yes, I just said that. Thank you, Method to my madness. Listen to Method to My Madness, y'all. Like the video, please. We need to get these likes up. Unique Asha, thank you for the super chat. It says, girl, you is on fire today. Thank you so much, beautiful. I appreciate y'all. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to make it to 50,000 subscribers. So please subscribe to the channel, y'all, if you're new. Shix, thank you for the super chat. It says, shorty want the dough like Cinderella. Talking about the song. Shorty got a booty like Rapunzel. Shout out to the song. KB, thank you for the super chat. Did you hear about the CEO of a Weather Modification Inc. stated that he was hired 2 years before the flood to see the clouds in that area? No, but I know they do cloud seeding. You know, most people think that that's a conspiracy theory, theory that people that they've been doing cloud seeding. Yeah, but it makes sense because they've been doing that since the 60s, probably longer than that. Y'all do know they've been manipulating the weather. They ain't just jumped out the window manipulating weather. They've been started doing it. It's just now it's more frequent. How do you say this name? Mucha Danira? I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. It says, if we as Black Americans continue to be erased, then their agenda will be fulfilled. This is our civil rights movement, and we'll see who's ready to stand on business. Stop the erasure and assimilation. Yes, and let's really be clear about this. The erasure is to make us one big nigga. And the reason for the erasure is if we don't 100, because we don't own the culture. Unfortunately, thank you so much, Misha, for the super chat. Unfortunately, Black Americans, we do not own our culture, but we own our culture. Does that make sense? Meaning, do we make money off of it? Do we profit off of our culture? Typically, no. Collectively, absolutely not. So we don't own the culture, but we do own the culture, meaning we own what goes and what doesn't. We own the creation of what's lit and what's not. So meaning if Black Americans don't like an outfit, it's trash. But if we say it's lit, everybody all over the world is wearing it. Black American women, if we like a wig or the way we wear our hair or makeup, if we like it, then everybody adopts it. If we don't like it and we say it's trash, it goes away. Okay, so when I say we own it, but we don't own it, meaning we own it because we're creating, we're the ones who captivate the culture. However, we're not the ones capitalizing off of it. Now, this is where the erasure comes in. If they can get other melanated people to, number one, procreate with us, and then number two, to come in and do it just as good, or you know what I'm saying, better, or what they deem to be good enough, then they won't need you anymore. But the problem is, Hitler said that America has in its possessions God's precious jewels, right? Now, depending on how you read that, some people say jewels like jewelry. Depending on where you read it at, it'll say Jews like Jew. Just depending on who you are, how you're reading it. There's a reason why America is holding on to God's precious jewels. Okay? This is why they didn't go and colonize as a whole. This is why they didn't do to Africa what they did here. This is why they didn't do to Asia what they did here. This is why they didn't do to Europe what they did here. This is why they didn't do to none of them other places what they did here. Because like Hitler said, while y'all over here worry about what I'm doing in Europe, America, I know you fucking lying with y'all over there with God's precious jewels. But that's the problem they're going to continue to run in, because we're God's precious jewels. Even if you infiltrate, you still won't ever take it from us because it's in us. It ain't on us. It come in the DNA. Like when we procreate and have babies, nigga, you born with whatever it's in your blood. We still carry the lineage and the ancestry of our ancestors. It's in us. You can't. I mean, you could duplicate it. We've seen that done 1 trillion times, but you won't be able to replicate it. You just won't. So they'll try all the way to the end of time, but it won't work. It just won't work. It's not set up for it to work. But they're gonna continue to try, like they making robots and stuff. But that's a whole nother story. Did y'all see that robot they put in the hood? Don't get me started. I'll write it down for tomorrow, child. Robot in the hood. Robot in the hood. Did y'all see that? You want to know how much of the culture we are? You want to know how much of the culture we are? First of all the robots you see, they already be on like Black American or Black people's platforms, right? Tell me why they brought a robot all the way to the hood. Look, well, ask yourself why they do this.
He ain't coming in. Look at him. Is it coming over here to me?
Don't let it go over your head. The robot is a child. Remember, everything happens in the world through the children. All change, all things happen through children. Notice the robot is a child. So who's the robot gonna attract? Yeah.
It's a robot. Yeah, he's coming over here. Oh, it's the thing coming this way. He walking back. And look at the kids. Look at the kids. The kids are in love with him. Oh my goodness. And he's Elon Musk has arrived. He has arrived. And this is his army. This is a small version right here. That's crazy. This is the baby version of the police. Look at he's waving at them. He's waving at the kids. Got the kids in love with it. And it's going to snatch their mama and daddy right out their arms.
Don't say that.
It's going to pick up the kids and take the kids with them. I'm telling you what the thing going to do. What? Oh. They said that. Look, all the kids running out to see it. They saying, hi, robot. Look at the kids, here. He coming back. Police over there, they're giving you the mini version.
Yeah. Y'all ain't never seen robots in the hood? So ask yourself, remember I told you you need to be questioning everything. Why they got a kid robot? Why they ain't get an adult robot? This is a question. Why wouldn't they bring an adult robot? Well, first of all, back that question up. Why they in the hood with a robot? Why they in the hood? Ask why, if you were a clear, rich, powerful engineer, scientist, or whoever create robots, why would you want your robot to be in the hood? This is a genuine question. These are the questions. See, I think like this, right? So when I see stuff like this, I start to asking questions, and I want to get you guys used to doing that as well. Why would some rich, powerful, clear person with a lot of money and a lot of influence make a robot to bring to the hood? Ask yourself the question. It's rhetorical. Don't answer. Then ask yourself, if he's going to make a robot, why he make a kid robot? And this one ain't rhetorical. Why would he make a kid robot and then bring the kid robot to the hood? Ask yourself. Now, that one is layered like an onion, but I can give you the tippy top of the top reasons why. Because number one, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Old folks don't want to see no goddamn robot, but a kid will. An adult wouldn't trust a robot, but a kid will. An adult not going to listen to what the robot tell him to do for the most part, but the kid will. Who is more influential, the adult or the kid? Put a 1 in the chat if the kid is more influential. Put a 2 in the chat if the adult is more influential. Who is more influential, an adult or a kid? Put a 1 in the chat if a kid is more influential. Put a 2 in the chat if typically adults are more influential. We all know the ones should start flowing. So then you ask yourself why they get a kid robot and the kid and the robot waving at the kids and the kids, oh, look, it's so cute. Oh, let me take a picture with the robot, because they playing. They don't know. The civil rights movement happened with the kids. That was children getting bit by dogs. That was babies getting bit by dogs, sprayed with water hoses and hit in the head with billy clubs. That was babies. That was high school, middle school, high school, and college kids. I know it don't look like we looked at old. It don't look like that because we looked at older back then. But those were children. All change happens through the children. So if they put a robot in the hood, you don't want an adult robot because most of the adults ain't gonna want to deal with it. But the kids, are you tracking? Put that aside. We're gonna Joce it another day. We're gonna Joce robots in the hood another day. Stand by on that. We gonna Joce robots in the hood another day. That should be a movie, actually. Robots in the hood. I think it would be good. Diddy sentencing really quickly, y'all. Let's get into this. So Diddy sentencing, y'all do know Diddy was supposed to be getting sentenced, or he was supposed to at least had a sentence hearing on yesterday, and the people were outside the courthouse still reporting, whoop de whoop de whoop. And what they found is that basically, let's just go with, hold on. Oh, girl, I did too much. Hold on. So, 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to find it. I had it. It don't matter. I'm gonna just go grab it. So they went to court yesterday, did a hearing on when Diddy would be sentenced. From what I'm hearing, the Diddy's team wanted him to get like between 21 and 27 months, but and don't quote me on that time, but 20 something months is what the defense wanted. And then the prosecution wanted 50 something months to basically for lack of better terms, for people who don't like doing math in their head like me. So basically what's happening is Diddy's team said they wanted to give him a year or 2, but the prosecution said, nah, we want that nigga to get 4 or 5. Okay. That's what really happened. But either way, the judge was supposed to come back and determine what he wanted to do as far as sentencing, when they were going to do the sentencing. Diddy's team wanted it done in September. The prosecution wanted it done in October, which was the original date. And this is the result of it. It says, Diddy has received a sentencing date for his prostitution conviction stemming from his federal criminal trial. Judge Aaron Samarian has officially set Diddy's sentencing for October 3rd, the same date he proposed last week, after being convicted on 2 charges related to transporting male prostitutes for sex. It says Diddy will remain in custody leading up to the sentencing date, meaning he will have spent over a year in jail by then, and that time will factor into his overall sentencing. Facing a maximum sentence of 20 years, 10 years for each count, experts suggest it's unlikely he will receive the maximum penalty. Now, some people feel like the judge do want to give him the max. That's why he was like, oh, you still a danger and all that stuff. But to be completely honest, if he wasn't Diddy and he was just a regular man, he wouldn't even be probably going to jail, if we being honest. But the fact that he is going to jail, and they setting the trial to October 3rd, not the trial, but the sentencing till October 3rd. Diddy, you done sat down this long, sit your ass down a little bit more and wait for them folks to let your ass up out of there. Because soon as they let you out, they're going to put you right back. You do know that, right? Soon as they let Diddy out, they're going to OJ that nigga. OJ got off for unaliving Nicole and that man, and then right after that, they got him. They gonna OJ him soon as he get out. So what I'm saying is, what's the rush, bruh? Sit your duck ass down and sit there, and then whenever they give you the time, at least you'll have almost a year under your belt for time served. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Sit the fuck down. You done sat this long. Sit a little longer. It's cool. We already in July. August, September. Nigga, you got 60 more days in you. You be all right. You tough, right? Niggas go to jail every day, B. You tough, right? They gonna OJ your ass when you get out anyway. So what you rushing for? Just chill. At least you got a release date somewhat. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just chill. Diddy, get your ugly ass up off of here. You done got the content creators beefing. Girl, you got niggas telling women they liars, and then the women going on Nancy Grace saying they almost got shot. Girl, Diddy been the gift that keeps on giving, ain't he? Girl, Diddy been causing strife in everybody's household ever since we done found out that nigga had free goals. Ridiculousness. Tired of this. We ain't even signed the bad boy. Somehow we still getting messed over. See how Diddy do? Boy, that's a cold ass nigga, bro. We ain't even signed a bad boy, and even we getting played. That's crazy work. Anyway, child, y'all ready for the Nicki T? Can I ask a question? First of all, I want to ask y'all to like the video. First and foremost. After I ask y'all to like the video, nigga said Diddy fatigue. We do have Diddy fatigue. We do. That nigga been fucking up everywhere he go. For real, I'm tired of Diddy. I'm tired. I'm really am tired. I'm tired of Diddy. This nigga been fucking up everything like a bull in a china shop. Everywhere Diddy go, he done caused shit. Now the men don't like the women hate the men and they scared of them. One woman over here saying that she almost got bit by dogs in front of the trial. Another man over here running around with the phone saying Tisa telling lies and everything in the world. She calling him a broke ass ninja. It's just things just keep going and on. I am so tired of Diddy. Please. Hurry up, sentence this nigga and get him up out of here. This nigga done did too much. Get him up out of here. Hurry up, give him his time so we can move on. Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? He causing strife in the households and things. Come on now. This don't even make no sense. How you gonna cause strife in a household? Girl, bye. Get Diddy up out of here. But speaking of causing strife, what's going on with Nicki? So apparently Nicki decided to be a bit more vocal about her disdain for Jay-Z and Roc Nation. And she started spilling all the tea. Now, let's really be clear. Shout out to Nicki and the Barbs. But let's be clear. Nicki is using other people's struggle to get people on her side. Nicki don't give a damn about Desiree Perez. Nicki don't give a damn about Tory Lanez. Nicki don't give a damn about none of that other shit. Nicki just using that to be like, oh yeah, FYI, aha, nanny, boo-boo. That's what Nicki doing. But because it's Jay-Z and Roc Nation, we'll allow it, okay? I just want to start off with that part. Because it's Jay-Z and Roc Nation. Typically, we let that lady, we normally let that lady go on her little coke rants, her ski slopes, and we just look at her and we say, oh Lord, she's at it again. You know what I'm saying? Typically, when that lady go on her slopes, we just be saying, oh, God, she's really taking it. We just sit there like this. Oh, God. But because it's Roc Nation and Jay-Z, we'll allow it. So Nicki just wigged out and started going in on Jay-Z and Roc Nation, started resharing posts, resharing that they lost their case, because remember, Jay-Z wanted them to drop the defamation stuff and they didn't drop it. So she started resharing that, started talking about how this is karmic resolution, girl, all types of stuff. And I'm over here saying, girl, Nicki must went to the good slopes this time, huh? Oh, Lord, Nicki was cutting up, and I'm over here trying to figure out what happened, but not really, because I just want the tea. You know what I'm saying? But either way, like somebody, like you just said, Ty, I don't think she lying, though. See, this the thing. This the thing about Mad Day. I told y'all about Mad Day bitches, right? A Mad Day person is the worst person you ever want to run across, because on Mad Day, you don't know what they'll do. They will go to any and every length to literally tear you down physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I'm afraid of Mad Day people. Honestly, I'm being completely honest. I'm literally afraid of Mad Day people. I'm scared of them. So with that being said, Nicki is a Mad Day bitch. But the crazy thing about the Mad Day people is they gonna tear you down. But it's even worse when they tell you down with the truth. You see what I'm saying? See, it's one thing to go around and lie. You know how Krishan just did with Kehlani. Oh, she smashed blue cracked her. That's one thing. We could get past that. But when you're telling the truth, it hit different. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, I feel like Nicki's rant, although it may be a slope rant, I feel like Nicki's rant needs to be heard because she's spilling a lot of tea on behalf of her feeling played. Okay? So that's why we're here. And Nicki had been spilling tea, and I want to get into it. So shout out to Tasha K. I didn't realize I wasn't following her on Instagram. I had to go back and follow her. But anyway, Tasha K had posted this, and she says, Nicki Minaj is letting the tweets fly, and this time it's all aimed at Jay-Z and his right-hand woman, Desiree Perez. Now, a lot of y'all have been hitting me up about Desiree and her daughter, Deseret, or whoever. I don't know the little girl name. They said Desiree Perez, that's the girl who's like big owner, not owner, but she's some sort of like, she worked for Rock Nation. She like the number one girl at Rock Nation. I guess like the KK, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, either way it goes, y'all sent me the story about Desiree and her daughter. The daughter alleges that Desiree is allegedly racist and she's abusive. And I guess Desiree, the daughter, is married or dating a black person, and she said her mama hate them. Why are we surprised? But Nicki gonna bring that up too. But I just wanted to add that. Let me go back to it. It said Nicki claimed Hov owes her $100 to $200 million in karmic debt, saying, "Call me to settle this karmic debt. It's only collecting more interest." She also said she planned to use some of that money to fund student loans and tuition for her barbs through her Student of the Game charity. Girl, I might become a barb if she paying off student loans, girl. I might have to come out and be a bar, bitch. Help me, bitch. I just put it in my deferment, girl. So let me get this straight. Y'all so-called, no, I'm sorry, but it didn't stop there. Nicki questioned Jay-Z's political allegiance too, after pointing out that his Rock Nation CEO, Desiree Perez, was pardoned by Donald Trump. She said, so let me get this straight. Y'all so-called black savior Jay-Z has a Hispanic CEO who was pardoned by the President Trump. Interesting. So does that mean Desiree isn't a Democrat? It says she went on to ask why Jay-Z never publicly campaigned for Obama or Kamala. What did Mr. Jigga Man do to help y'all win the election? Is it just about who can benefit from him? And Desiree at the time, oh, black people, it looks like the Jigga Man and Desiree played y'all once again. Laugh my ass off. This jig is up. So if I'm saying Desiree, I'm getting it from this. So I don't know if that's Desiree's daughter's real name, but this is Nicki's rant. Let's get into it. So the first tweet says, Nicki tweets, we've calculated about 100 to 200 M's so far. Hashtag Jay-Z, call me to settle this karmic debt. It's only collecting more interest. You still on in my top 5 though. Let's get it, nigga. So Nicki's claiming that Jay-Z owe her money, and she's using this opportunity to drag him, saying that things hasn't been going Jay-Z and Rock Nation's way. Now, this is the gag. I'm pretty positive she's telling the truth about him owing her the money because she said it on a public platform. So I'm pretty positive that that's a thing. But the thing is when it comes down to Nicki and this karmic debt, Nicki, is you over there playing with spirits and shit? Let me find out you over there doing some shit. She is from Trinidad. Black Americans, black people, all, especially on this western part of this diaspora, we are very spiritual people. Nicki, is you tapping in, bitch? What is you doing? I mean, I'm not telling you to stop. I'm just asking. Again, I'm not telling you to stop. I'm just asking. What are you doing, Nicki? What's going on? Okay. All right. So let's get into the next tweet. So then she goes on to say, so let me get this straight. Y'all so-called black savior, hashtag Jay-Z has a Hispanic CEO who was pardoned by President Trump. Interesting. So does that mean Desiree isn't a Democrat? Black people, I thought y'all hate Trump supporters. Wait, did Jay-Z campaign for Kamala? He's benefited so much from the party. When President Obama gave that speech about brothers, why didn't Jigga Man come out and strongly campaign for the Democratic Party at that time? Could it be that y'all have been hoodwinked? LOL, woo-wee. That was so kind of President Trump, and that was so kind of President Obama to passionately go out and campaign. But what did Mr. Jigga Man do to help y'all win the election? He's above speaking out to help his party, or was it not his party? Or is it just who can benefit him and Desiree at the time? Oh, black people, it looks like the Jigga Man and Desiree played y'all once again. LMFAO, the jig is up. Now this one, she's going hard because now she's playing with politics. I ain't gonna lie, Ange, I ain't gonna lie. It's giving Fed teasing. Let me tell you why. First of all, for her to bring up politics and Jay-Z and who he helped and who he didn't help, when y'all realize how far back and how deep that stuff be tied, you realize that certain people can't just say that. Now, me, I'm a regular schmegular girl. I could get on here and say, yeah, I feel like the Democratic Party is X, Y, and Z. You see, I can do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a regular schmegular. But somebody like Nicki Minaj with the influence and the sheep that she has, the fan base that she has, her words can be heavy. So for her to say something like this, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not saying she a fed, but it's giving fed tease. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying she a fed. It's just very fed-ish. Let's go with that. It's fed-ish, okay? But she's bringing up this political stuff with Jay-Z and who he didn't and didn't help. And those are good questions. And is she saying stuff through questions? By saying, like, is his party even Democrat? And listen, most of these celebrities that be on here telling y'all vote Democrat, rock your vote, vote or die, them mother effers be Republicans. They just be playing in your face. So while y'all thinking that Beyonce really a Democrat, Glorilla really a Democrat, Jay-Z really a Democrat, while y'all thinking all them puppet masters are real Democrats, you're sadly mistaken. Most of them ain't even that. Most of them are either opposite or don't even vote at all. They getting paid to come in and tell you to do it. You get it? That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. It's called money crats. That's what celebrities are. They money crats. Don't believe them. So for her to bring up all this political stuff, like I said, I don't think she a fed, but it's fed-ish. Then she says, I'm going to use some of the money Jay-Z owes me to send some of the Barbs to college, pay their school fees and student loans via my hashtag student of the game charity. So she cutting up. Oh, okay. Now that's just what you call it. But Nicki had been cutting up. Now let me say this. People who don't like Nicki but like Meg, obviously they're like, oh, Nicki, she's just trash, ain't she over there with that P-word dude, and obviously and stuff like that. And I've heard things about people saying that Nicki has had the police have to come to her house. They say they done called the SWAT team, her husband them got violated or whatever the case may be. But I want to say this to the Barbs: the husband didn't get violated because somebody was hating on him. The husband got violated because he was downstairs. Petty King. He was downstairs outside New York telling Offset to come outside. He hadn't learned his lesson. Yeah, Love and Hip Hop coming on tonight, y'all. I'll put out Love and Hip Hop tonight. Love and Hip Hop is coming up tonight. Yes, John. Thank you for asking. Love and Hip Hop, the review will be out tonight. But listen, look at Micah say, I want to be a money crab. Me too, girl. Shit, I'll be a money crab. But anyway, look. So people have been knowing about they back and forth in the background or whatever. And Nicki has finally come out and been like super vocal about some of the things. And listen, when these people be telling you, listen, these celebrities know way more than they lead on. And don't take these questions as questions. If you remove these question marks and you put periods behind them, she's telling you what the hell is happening. When she says, so does that mean Desiree isn't a Democrat? If you remove those question marks, what she's telling you is Desiree ain't no Democrat. Then she said, black people, I thought y'all hated Trump supporters. Meaning, I thought y'all don't like people who support Trump. She's telling you that these people been telling y'all do Democrat stuff while they do Republican behind the scenes. Okay? All them questions she's asking, she's not asking shit. She's being legally correct. She's telling you what is going on. So, I'm just saying. Y'all got to be here for the tea. I'm telling you, be here for the tea, but keep your eyes and your ears open and keep your head on a swivel. You got to. You got to. If your eyes and your ears ain't on the swivel, you're going to miss it. If it was a snake, it would have bit you. Do you understand me? Do you understand me? Now, yeah, I don't want to go through all that. I don't care about that. I'm done with Nicki and that craziness. Yeah, because I need to get into Essence. So moving forward, can you guys first of all please like the video? I would definitely appreciate that. But I want to get into Essence Festival. So Essence Festival, like I said, been in New Orleans since 1995. as far as I can remember being a New Orleanian, I'll say that. Essence Festival has been around. It has always been a Black American thing. We spoke about this in detail yesterday. And a lot of Black Americans are talking about what's been happening, what's going on at Essence Festival and things of that nature now. I want to show y'all this too. Hold on. So there was this thing at Essence Festival. They said it was called Jollof versus Jambalaya. And from what I'm hearing, Jollof was written in large font, Jambalaya was written in small font. And they were trying to have a cook-off with Jollof. Allegedly. Okay? So this is what they're saying. Let's get into it. Look at this. Take a look at this. First of all, let's be clear, because I know Black Americans, we've been told that we don't have no culture. Even though everybody look like us, talk like us, act like us, sound like us, dress like us, play like us, everything that we do, we've been told since the beginning of time that we ain't got no culture. And honestly, we've compartmentalized that. You know what I'm saying? We did, and we believe that. Whether we want to say it out loud or not, a lot of us do believe that. So when other people come with their culture, we allow it because we don't believe we truly have a culture. So either way, this Jollof versus Jambalaya thing, in my opinion, being a born and raised my entire life. I was born and raised in New Orleans. My mama was born and raised in New Orleans. My grandma was born and raised in New Orleans. My daddy was born and raised in New Orleans. His daddy was born and raised in New Orleans. His daddy was born and raised in New Orleans, but his daddy was born and raised in Florida. But that's a whole nother story, okay? This whole New Orleans thing, New Orleans is a country. I know I be joking on here, but I'm dead ass serious. New Orleans is a whole country inside of a state. We have our own music. We have our own food. We have our own culture. We have our own dance. We have our own entertainment. We have everything is specific to New Orleans. Everything in New Orleans is specific to New Orleans. Now, yes, you can find certain things in other places, but for the most part, everything is specific to New Orleans. So when people come, they come for the experience of New Orleans, because New Orleans, when I say New Orleans is a country, I'm saying it because it has everything that every other country around this world has. It is a country. When you step foot off the plane in New Orleans, it don't feel like nowhere else in the world. Some places are similar, like Savannah, but it's just different, okay? Now, why is this important? Because we have our own food that is world renowned. Get me up here. See, New Orleans culture isn't just a city thing, a local thing, a state thing, or even a national thing. See, New Orleans culture is a worldwide thing. People come from all over the world to come to New Orleans. I'm talking about from the smallest cracks to the largest cities. People come from all over the world to come to New Orleans. So when people looking up their things to do as far as vacations, New Orleans is one of those places, okay? Because of how rich and deeply rooted the culture is from us. Only us, not them, just us, okay? Now follow me because I'm going somewhere. So now, if we are that deep in culture, and people come from all over the world to eat our gumbo, to eat our jambalaya, to eat our stuffed bell peppers, to eat our beignets. If these people come from, they don't go to France to get beignets, because I know they're going to say France is where all that comes. They don't go to France to get beignets. No, literally nobody says, I need to go to France and try the beignets. Literally nobody. We have a very, very, very unique culture. And I told y'all this was going to happen when they had the Indians on stage for the Super Bowl. I said, this is a problem. I told y'all this was going to happen when them Africans took over Essence a couple of years ago and had Megan Thee Stallion and all them hoes out the mouth twerking on stage. I told y'all this was going to happen. I said, y'all, this is a problem. I said, because what's going to happen is they're going to push us out of this shit. They're going to take our stuff. This is what I said. They're going to take it. This is what they're going to do. And because we're so distracted, entertained, and open and giving, we don't even see the play. And we invited these African people into our festival, and now they completely Africanize it, and then turn around and tell us that the reason that the numbers are low is simply because of the economy. I don't know about you, but like I said yesterday, Black people gonna enjoy themselves at any cost. So we've never been one to deprive ourselves of the things that we want. We've never been a community of people that deprived ourselves of the things that we want because of economy. We've never done that. So it's not because of that. However, the most disrespectful thing that these Africans could do is come to America with that fucking Jollof, sit it next to Jambalaya, and have a Jambalaya versus Jollof contest. There is no contest. There is no contest. There is nothing in the world, Craig, like jambalaya. Nothing. There are things that are similar, but there's nothing in the world like gumbo. There's nothing in the world like jambalaya. There's nothing in the world like shrimp creole. There's nothing in the world like shrimp etouffee. There's nothing in the world like the things that we have in New Orleans. But here come the Africans. And you want to do a jollof versus jambalaya contest? Newsflash, Matumbo. We don't eat no motherfucking jollof. And we ain't gonna sell it around the hood. Ain't nowhere in New Orleans is no nigga gonna be sitting down saying, let's go get some jollof. It ain't gonna happen. I don't care how you introduce it. I don't care how you package it. I don't care how you play it as a contest. Ain't no nigga in the city of New Orleans gonna be sitting somewhere saying, let's go to the African restaurant and get jollof. Why is this important? See, what the Africans have done, and I need Black Americans to understand this. This is what these Africans have done, because they bought certain Africans over here specifically. This is what they've done. Listen, what the Africans have done is they realize that, first of all, they need us, but they can never tell us that. So what they do is tether, like they do. They tether off of us, and then they introduce their stuff as if it's a viable or more viable option or a better option. And then they try to pass it off as us being inclusive, but we're not. You cannot go to Nigeria with jambalaya and start a whole jambalaya versus jollof situation. I couldn't go to Asia and with my jambalaya and say jambalaya versus shrimp fried rice. I can't go to any of these places with my cuisines and put it next to the people, and not only will the people take it and buy it, they would accept it. Only in America, in Black America, we allow that shit. And this is so disrespectful to the ancestors of Black people in New Orleans who created these dishes. And no, they weren't created out of no slavery. All them Black people in America, in New Orleans, who created these dishes, these are recipes handed down hundreds and hundreds of years. Hundreds of years. And you come in with that nasty ass, dry ass jollof, and this is what you bring to the Essence Festival. But then you want us to believe it's just the economy why people didn't come down to Essence Festival. This right here is the problem. Black Americans being inclusive, you've given away your culture. You are still currently giving away your culture when you call yourself being inclusive. Because it ain't like they come in and sit down and shut up and drink their water. They come in with their shit and then gaslight you to make you think they shit better than yours. That's what they do. They don't come in, sit down, thank you for allowing me to be a part of your culture. They don't do that. They come in and try to put their shit up next to yours to say that theirs is better. But we know that's not true because literally nobody in the world runs to no fucking jollof. Nobody. Ain't nobody sitting around the world saying, we got to make sure we get to Africa before New Orleans. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. But the disrespect to my ancestors, the disrespect to your ancestors, is them come and bring that nasty ass, dry ass rice and want to make it a friendly competition. That's the gaslighting in the part that they be playing with. I told you everybody in on the joke except you. So they want to play a friendly competition of Jollof versus jambalaya. Bitch, we don't want it. We don't eat that shit. Fuck wrong with you, bitch. We don't eat that. We have our own cuisine for a reason, bitch. We don't even eat like the rest of the Americans. What in the fuck make you think we want some motherfucking Jollof? This is a genuine question. New Orleanians don't even eat like regular Americans. We literally have our own cuisines. To this day, I don't cook Thanksgiving food that everybody else cook. Anybody from New Orleans know we got our own shit. We don't even eat like the rest of the America. What in the fuck make you think we want some of that dry ass Jollof? Are you insane? Are y'all okay? But these Africans, because they learning under the same system we learning, they are taught that we come from them. They are taught that we are descendants of them. So you know why they come over here with the big heads? Because that's why they tell you shit like that. Oh, it come from Africa. Everything you got, it come from Africa. Everything you got, it come from Africa. That's why they do that, because they think that they're better. They think, not all of these people, not all. I'm talking about the ones who tether. The ones who tether. They really think that they're better than us. That's why they play in our face like that. But this right here was very disrespectful. And Black Americans should not have taken any part of this. Most Black Americans don't even know what Jollof is. Most Black Americans don't eat no African food. As quiet as it's kept, as a Black American, if it ain't Mexican, maybe Italian on a good day with some coin, we don't want it. If it ain't Asian, Mexican, or Italian if you got a coin, and that means spaghetti and pasta, we don't want it. We don't eat like that. We don't eat this shit. We don't eat like that. We do not eat like that. Don't bring that ugly ass shit over here. We don't want nothing to do with Jollof. The city of New Orleans don't want nothing to do with Jollof. I promise you. We got so many dishes and so much food. Girl, they around there deep frying bell peppers. We don't need no Jollof. They done started deep frying stuffed bell peppers. Jollof is the last thing we looking for. Do you understand me? That was very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. Because we can't go to Nigeria with the jambalaya, but they can come over here with the Jollof. Very disrespectful. That's why ain't nobody pulling up. But I want to get y'all to this Essence Festival conversation. Let's see if you can spot the tether. Get the likes up on the video. Let's see who can spot the tether. When you spot the tether, put a 3 in the chat. Whenever you spot the tether, put a 3 in the chat. It's a panel talking about Essence Festival and how the people feel. Check it out.
Placing a spotlight on Black culture, but is there a crack in the crown? There's a list of complaints, including Target being a sponsor despite the company's rollback on DEI policies. People are also upset about some of the musical acts. Lauryn Hill reportedly did not hit the stage until 2:30 in the morning, playing to a nearly empty Caesars Superdome. Some fans are asking if Essence Fest has lost the plot and tarnish its legacy. Joining us to talk about it, comedian and radio veteran Nene, Todd Smith, CEO of Regal Media, radio personality KG Smooth, publicist Brigitte Waugh, and Sherry Hendrinos, owner of Boost Marketing, also into public relations and crisis intervention. So, KG, you just got off the plane.
Literally.
From New Orleans, from the Essence Fest. What was it like? Because when we see many of the videos, some of the venues appear to be empty. The city just didn't look like it had.
It didn't feel the same. It didn't feel the same. It didn't look the same, but it definitely didn't feel the same. And a lot of what the people were saying is because of the new leadership. I was there at the convention center Saturday, prime time, 3 a.m. Saturday afternoon. Normally that place is wall to wall. It was like a ghost town. I was shocked. I was really shocked. Like, and so I don't know. Some folks are saying the acts. I thought that the lineup was pretty dope each night. Lauryn Hill being really late on.
Can I talk about the lineup really quickly? And this is going to take me 2 seconds. The lineup is not dope. Let's really be clear. Essence Festival used to be a grown and sexy situation. You used to be able to find you an older guy with money or an older woman with a nice coin. Essence has always been a grown and sexy event. Even if you went to Essence Festival, that was cool. But you was a grown, you adjusted to the grown folks at the Essence Festival. Okay? You at 19, 20, how old I was when I went down there? When I went, I had to adjust to the grown folks down at the Essence Festival. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Now, why is this important? People are saying, I'm going to find it. Why is this important? Because the lineup is jacked up. Having Meg Thee Stallion on stage twerking, was it last year or year before last? What year it was, we was talking about that. That would have never been at Essence. Twerking. Essence highlighted the most educated, successful Black person. Not the hood, ignorant bitch who twerking, smelling like Summer's Eve. That would have never happened. Mind you, we had acts the likes of Janet Jackson, Frankie Beverly, and Maze. Like, we had the best of the best Black Americans were at the show. And the best of the best Black Americans attended the show. Okay? But once they started messing with that lineup, now you muddy the crowd. So now the girl who don't know shit about Essence but follows Megan Thee Stallion, now she and her friends are coming to Essence. Now that is a problem because this is a grown and sexy event. So now you muddy the crowd. And if I'm one of the grown and sexy people, I'm looking like, where is these kids going? Where these children going? Like I told my best friend, she went out there all 3 days, 4 days, or whatever days it was. She said it wasn't the same. She said, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting older. I said, no, baby. Essence Festival has always been grown and sexy. Back in the day, and even to this day, well, back in the day, when the children wanted to come to New Orleans and have a good time, it was an event called Bayou Classic, Battle of the Bands between Southern University and Grambling State. That's Bayou Classic. Any Black person who went to college know about the Bayou Classic. That's when the children came downtown, and that's when they came to have a good time for that weekend. But grown and sexy has always been Essence. And once they muddied this lineup like this with these young artists, these new artists, these old artists, you now mess with your crowd. Because the old folks don't want to be around the children, and the children don't want to be around the old folks. But you would know that if you knew the culture and the history. But if you never knew the culture and the history, you don't know that. You would know that the Super Lounge was the thank you from the founders of Essence, a way of saying to the people who couldn't afford good seats on the floor, Super Lounges were a way of telling those people, we see you, thank you, here's a concert on us. Granted, it wasn't no top tier performers, but it was like Music Soul Child when he was starting off. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe in the middle of his career. Jill Scott used to be back there. Erykah Badu used to be back there. Escape stayed back there. But when you're a Black American and you're doing something for your people, you put things in place to take care of your people. So the original founders and owners created the Super Lounges to give everybody a great Essence experience. That was the point. Thank you, Black man. Thank you, Black woman. Y'all been supporting the magazine. We're going to celebrate annually with the Essence Festival. And don't worry about it if you're not rich and you can't afford to sit on the floor and be having the sweat fall on you. Buy your regular ticket. And we got about 10 Super Lounges. You'll be able to go over here and listen to a little small concert. It's very intimate. That's what the Black Americans prior did. But when you don't know the history, you don't know the culture, and you don't care about the people, you don't do that. So now they charged and made the super lounges a whole extra different event that cost a whole different packet price and a whole different number. Because it was about money. That's what this whole Essence Festival is about. Money, money, money. And also erasing our culture. So I do want to add that about the lineup. The lineup is jacked up. There's no way I should be at a concert looking at Jill Scott and Megan Thee Stallion come on next. That don't go like that. In no world. In no world does Frankie Beverly and Maze perform the same night Glorilla perform. That don't go like that.
On Friday night, that wasn't her fault.
That's par for the course, though.
That's the norm. That's the norm.
But it's not her fault this time. They actually started egregiously late, and it's Target being a sponsor, the title sponsor. They know folks ain't doing that, but what they're saying is the ownership. You know that they are trying to do more with the African diaspora and with our Caribbean family and take away the Black American culture that started Essence Fest in the first place. That's what the main conversation on the ground.
And one more thing too, people are talking about, because I saw, what's that boy name? Little thumbhead boy on YouTube. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He looked like a thumb. He got a bell pepper nose. O'Shea Du Jackson. I saw his video. He basically felt like, and some people feel like that, Black Americans don't need to complain because Essence was sold and an African bought it. Basically, the whole thing, and this girl's gonna say it, that basically, if we care so much, we should have bought it. When y'all understand the politics of these things, then you understand that simply having money don't mean you can just go buy what you want. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember when Diddy was trying to buy the Carolina Panthers. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all remember that. Y'all recall when Diddy wanted to buy the Carolina Panthers out the NFL? When Diddy tried to buy the Carolina Panthers, the NFL told Diddy no. It wasn't about how much money Diddy had. That had nothing to do with it. It was just the fact of when it comes down to this stuff in real life, behind the scenes, like I told you, race is a poor man's game. It's bigger than this. It's bigger than this. So when Essence was sold, how do you know that those Black American people weren't forced to sell Essence? And then also, how do you know that those Black American people weren't forced to sell it to the foreigners that bought it? How do you not know that these people aren't behind the scenes pulling these strings, making it seem like they're all coincidences? Please, there's a reason why everything we've ever had has never been resold to another Black American. Y'all really believe that that's all coincidence? Y'all believe that all these Black Americans since the 60s have been selling all of these major businesses and all of these major companies, and no Black American never wanted to try to buy none of these things? Think. Open your ears, open your brain, use that third eye. Think about it. Do you really believe that since the 1960s, the civil rights movement, all these Black Americans who had their own economy, we had our own economy, our own schools, our own buses, our own everything. You mean to tell me that between the 1960s and 2025, that it's just a simple Black Americans should have just bought it? Have y'all ever thought that just like Diddy couldn't buy the Carolina Panthers, they not allowing Black Americans to rebuy our own businesses? Have y'all ever thought about that? Just food for thought. Just food for thought. Let me let the brother finish cooking because the tether up next. Let's get into it. Like the video.
And to take Caroline Wayda is the CEO, current CEO.
Yes.
What do you see as the problem here? And is there a problem in your mind?
In my mind, it's not. I hate the diaspora wars and everything. And I've been, seeing all these things and people talking on TikTok and all the different sites. And I feel like they're using a lot of words just trying to say African booty scratcher on the cool, like just being very negative towards Africans and people that are Pan-African. And I don't like that.
And really quick for those.
That's the tether. Well, I could tell by the wig. Her wig gave it away. But now she's talking about the diaspora wars and how she don't like it. And unfortunately, there are Black Americans who talk like this too. and they're very dangerous. But this rhetoric she about to speak is very, very dangerous. Check this out. And this is why you got to know who you are so you can know who they are. You see, this is why it's important to know who you are. If I know who I am. So when I see other people, I know exactly who they are because I know who I am. I can't know who they are if I don't know who I am. Once you guys do your genealogy and start to figure out who you are, watch how big your eyes open when you start to realize you can spot these motherfuckers like this. You can literally eye them. Y'all ever notice how like Tariq Nasheed could hear it in the voice? Once you know, you can spot them off the cuff. But look, watch this dangerous rhetoric she will speak. And then put this in the mind if listen to her as if you think she's a Black American. Let's say we don't know nothing about delineation and all we see is a Black woman and we think we all the same. And we think that this woman is us. And we also think that this woman has our best interests at heart, okay? So keep that in mind. Listen to it from that point of view because now you'll see what they are doing. Now that we know she doesn't have our best interests at heart, I need y'all to listen to what she's about to say. I'm going to say it one more time. Listen to what she's saying, but listen from the ears of a person who's not seeing a tether. You're seeing another Black woman who has your best interests at heart. Now I'm going to play it. Check it out, because now I need y'all to see in real time how this goes.
Those who are wondering what we're talking about, many say it's more pro-Africa than it is Black American and the celebration of the Black American culture.
Yeah. I mean, the lineup is pretty much all Black American. And I mean, if Essence was up for sale, like a Black American could have purchased it as well. So I think sometimes when things aren't working out or you're being evolving or, you know, just change. Essence started in 1970. The first SFS was in 1995. It is 2025. It's going to look different. America's different. Everything is different. And I think it's a little bit, a little intellectually lazy just to say, well, it's an African that's leading, that owns it. And that's another one that's leading it. So they're trying to change everything. I saw the whole, Jollof versus jambalaya thing. When people always ask me growing up, what is jollof rice like? I would always say it's kind of like jambalaya, because I think everybody eats beans and rice.
You raggedy bitch. Did that hoe just say they asked me what jollof is like and I told them it's like jambalaya because everybody eat beans and rice? Bitch, ain't no beans in no jambalaya. Ho! Ain't no beans in no jambalaya. Ho! See what I'm saying? People ask me what jollof is like, and I say it's just like jambalaya. We all eat beans and rice, don't we? The disrespect. The disrespect. The disrespect. That's what I'm talking about. Now, mind you, she's calling it intellectually lazy if we just bring out the obvious that they Africans and they own it and they bringing the business down. In her mind, we're being intellectually lazy if we just say that. Why not just bring out the fact that, we're all Black, so it's cool? See how she's trying to convince you to think that what's happening is good? And if you're listening from the ears of a person who think we're all the same, you're thinking what she's doing is for the betterment of all of us, when in actuality, it's to our detriment and to her benefit. You get it?
Season it a little differently, but I think there's a lot of ways to be together than separate. I think that's just a lazy intellectual argument.
I think that they could have named it something else, like the taste of the diaspora or something like that. But to make it like
it shouldn't have been there. We don't do no African nothing in New Orleans. It shouldn't have been there. Africa jollof, Africa rice, the Play-Doh y'all be eating, it shouldn't have been there. New Orleans has its own cuisine and has been having its own cuisine for hundreds of years. It should not have been there. And as a Black American, any other Black American talking about going back to Essence next year, y'all should tell them, if y'all input any more Africans anything, we ain't coming. Because see, y'all ain't gonna stand on business though. If y'all need to tell them, make that shit back, all Black American, bring back the old Black Americans who was running that shit before. If it ain't Black American, we ain't coming. We ain't coming. Very, very, very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. Call it the taste of this. Don't call it jambalaya versus jollof. It should not have been there. It shouldn't have been there, bruh. It's wrong. It shouldn't have been there. It's disrespectful.
They named it the Battle of Jollof, which was very big on the graphic, versus jambalaya in this small ass font.
But was that one thing? Was that one thing out of 3 days? You know what I mean?
Sure,
At the Superdome,
that was
one thing.
That was one thing.
And one, you know, there's so many different activations. There were so many different acts. This one thing means that, you know, Africans are taking it over. I don't really, you know, buy that.
All right, Bridget, let's hear from you.
Now, if you thought she was a Black American,
I mean, I saw.
If you thought she was a Black American and she was like, Africans taking it over, I don't see that. But you don't realize she an African. So why, even if she saw it, would she tell you? If she really knew that the plot behind the scenes was to take over our culture and she's a low-key undercover African, would she tell you that that's what's happening? So can we trust her? Fuck no. This is why knowledge of self is very important. You have to be able to spot these snakes. That woman is very dangerous to Black America. You have to be able to spot the snakes. If not, you will get bit. And they keep, listen, these snakes been biting at us for 100 fucking years, 400 years. We finally found the repellent for the snakes. We finally got the snake away. And you niggas just refuse to pick it up. Y'all like getting bit. Y'all like these snakes biting y'all just like this. Bop, bop, bop. They just bopping y'all up. Bopping y'all up. Y'all refuse to pick up the repellent. Nigga, learn who you are so you can see these snakes. Cut your grass, fat. Cut your grass. I promise you, cut your grass.
Different things as I was looking at, you know, doing my own research, and it looked like it's a matter of opinion. Some people say they had a great time. Some people said that, you know, it sucked. And the main thing that everyone said, though, is that Target, being the title sponsor, was a problem for them because we're boycotting Target. And a lot of people on TikTok and Instagram were like, you know, hashtag boycott Target.
A Black American would have known that because they would be sensitive to other Black Americans' plight. See, they would say, even though I'm not boycotting Target, there's a large pocket of my people who are. So for that, we're not going to have Target as a sponsor this year. That's what a Black American would have did. But when you got a foreigner who don't identify with you or your struggle, they don't give a about none of that.
And how that wasn't right, because it's like they connected it to Caroline, because it's like she used to be the head of DEI at Target. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then now they're the title sponsor. At Essence, that's for the culture, which is for Black Americans, if you will. And there's been a long time that there's been this confrontation, let's say, you know, with Black Americans and with actual Africans, because it's always been said that Africans don't like Black Americans because we're lazy or, you know, different things of that nature. So it just depends. I think part of that comes from that underlying current that's still there against, you know, with Black Americans and Africans as a whole. So I hate that they're disparaging us with that.
We'll continue in just a second, Bridget. We'll be right back with our guest. Welcome and thank you for joining us for the second half hour of The Factor Uncensored. The Essence Festival is normally the crown of summer events, especially for the Black community, placing a spotlight on Black culture. But is there a crack in the crown? There's a list of complaints, including Target being a sponsor despite the company's rollback on DEI policies. People are also upset about some of the musical acts. Lauryn Hill reportedly did not hit the stage until 2:30 in the morning, playing to a nearly empty Caesars Superdome. Some fans are asking if Essence Fest has lost the plot and tarnish its legacy. Joining us to talk about it, comedian and radio veteran.
Listen, and first of all, this clear woman, because I went on YouTube to watch the whole thing, and this little Mongolian woman here, I don't know why she was up there talking and what she was talking about. Again, Black Americans, you got to stop inviting everybody to the cookout. She ain't got no business. I don't care how many years she done went. I don't care if she worked there. This is a nigga on nigga conversation. I need her to Mongolian her way up out of it. We can't do nothing on our own, huh? And saying that is probably gonna sound horrible to the Pan-African. Oh my God, she said the girl can't come. She's anti. No, I'm just pro me. I'm pro us. I'm pro us and pro me. I ain't anti shit. I'm just pro me and pro us. That's it. But she don't need to be there. But if you listen to that African lady, mind you, she doesn't present as an African, nor is she saying or sounding or looking like an African. And if you're looking at her and you think that y'all are the same and she has your best interest at heart, when she says stuff like, oh, I don't think the Africans are taking over, you tend to believe that because you don't see your enemy, unless you a nigga and you killing people, but you don't see your enemy in your own people. But that's the big game that they've been playing, you guys. That's the play. The play has always been to get you to lose your focus and not pay attention. That's the play. And it's been working flawlessly. You wonder why they so mad about the delineation movement? It literally affects their bottom line. It affects their livelihood. It affects their existence. It affects everything that they have and are. That's why they get mad and gaslight you and tell you anti or xenophobic because you don't want to be all inclusive no more. It's a play. It's a play, y'all. It's a play. You've been duped. It's a play. It's a play. And these Africans, they got a way to come over here in the 60s through our ancestors fighting for them to get here. In the 90s, they done convinced us that we were from Africa, turned us into African Americans, had us running around here in goddamn the outfits and shit. Had us running around here talking about black power, we from Africa and all that stuff. Y'all remember? But now that we've awakened from that slumber, we're realizing that while we were over here hollering black power and shout out to the black diaspora, everybody ate while we starved. Everybody ate while we starved. And we're just waking up to realize that. Now we're ready to eat. And we will eat by any means necessary. Okay? Let's really be clear about that. The food will be given by any means necessary. It's just a matter of how we go about it. But this is what upsets them because now that we're grabbing our food off of their plates, they're looking down and their plates are empty now. You see what I'm saying? As long as they had our culture, as long as they had our food, as long as they had our music, as long as they had, I'm trying to pick stuff up, but as long as they had all our stuff, they had full plates. As long as we were over here hollering black power, diaspora, black power, shout out to all the black folks, their plates are full. But the moment we wake up out of our slumber and the stomach get the growling, you get it? And we start saying, hey, give me back my culture. And then we say, hey, give me back my music. And then we go say, hey, give me back my goddamn movies. Now you leave that person who's been telling you black power. Yeah, black power, nigga. Black power, nigga. Black power, nigga. Yeah. Diaspora, nigga. Diaspora, black power, nigga. Them niggas, now when they sitting here with their plate empty, now that's why you get them hollering. You niggas are divisive. You niggas are divisive. That's why they're saying that. Because they sitting there and now they stomach starting to touch their back. You get it? See, we trying to eat now. Now it's our turn to eat. But now they're starting to see what it feels like for their bellies to growl. They don't like that. But as long as you, black power, take my culture, black power, take my music, black power, take my movies. As long as we continue to do that, they're going to be fat and high off the hog. They're going to eat good. They're going to live good. Their family's going to fare out better. And they're going to have their kids going to be more educated. And them kids going to grow up and tell yo po nigga kids, work hard. You niggas are lazy. Work hard. My family come from Africa with 22 cents. Work hard. And your kids, they not gonna know that they mama and daddy gave them the culture, gave them the movies, gave them the music, and now they done got so big-headed, they look you square in your eye and tell you, nigga, you ain't shit. The plates gotta go empty, bro. They still full now. Don't get me wrong, because we just now waking up. I told y'all, we outside the club. We still in the line. We hadn't gotten in the club yet. We still outside in the line. But don't worry about it. At least we made it. But their plates are still full. It's just now we're taking things off of their plates. They can't take it. It's a big issue. And the moment we realize that we have more power than we leading ourselves on to have, boy, we gonna be some bad mother pluckers. Do you understand me? Boy, the moment we realize who we are and what power we have, listen to me and listen to me good. That's the biggest fear. It ain't a fear of you putting them in slavery. It's the fear of you knowing who you are. That's the fear. So these Africans go down here, they create this damn Essence Festival or whatever, not create. They take over this Essence Festival. And like I said, don't ever for 1 minute think that these Black Americans are selling this stuff willy-nilly to all these foreigners on purpose. How do you know somebody ain't behind the scenes making them sell their stuff to this foreigner? How do you know that? You never know. You never freaking know. So you got to be mindful of those things. It's not just black and white, get it how you live. It's literally not. Okay? Now, I wanted to show y'all, hold on, let me go get it. Y'all get the likes up on the video. These letters. So apparently Mia X and Stephanie Mills. First of all, let's really get into it. Although I'm not a huge fan of Mia X, I love her music, but I don't like her as a person because I don't like the vax that thing up thing that she did. I literally do not like that. So yeah, I'm not really, here for it. But either way, Mia X, regardless of how I feel personally, is still one of our Black American goats. She is one of the people in our community that, regardless of how you feel about her personally, she is one that's due respect. The girl done did her big one. The girl, Mia X, was, when you start talking about people who paved ways in the past and are pioneers, you gotta throw Mia X in there. So Mia X, and to me, obviously not as much because Stephanie Mills has a much longer discography and a much longer career, but I still look at both of these women as part of the women, the elders in our family or the elders in our community that we revere and that we respect. That's the respect I put on a Stephanie Mills and a Mia X name, okay? Now, both Mia X and Stephanie Mills had to write letters to Essence Festival describing their disdain for unprofessionalism, describing how hectic and crazy it was backstage. Essence was a mess, mess. And this is behind the scenes. This is not just the stuff that we saw. You got artists who's been treated with the utmost respect. And mind you, Mia X is home in her hometown. So the utmost respect will be given to the mama Mia. You get it? Especially at home. All right? Now, these women have always gotten the utmost respect, but it seemed like with Essence in these recent years, Essence don't give a damn about none of our legends. They don't care, but it makes sense. They don't have a tie to them. They don't know the history, nor do they care because they are not us. Okay? So now Mia X wrote this letter to Essence because remember her and Master P was beefing because Master P used Mia X on the flyers and promoted her as being at his going away thing, saying that she was going to be there, knowing that he didn't get the paperwork right and the money right. And they had this whole back and forth on the internet about it. And Mia X basically told Master P and her fans, hey, I'm not going to be there. Well, Mia X had to write a letter to Essence because Essence, not only was Master P still promoting her being there, Essence was still promoting Mia X being at the show because it's about money. It's not about the people. So Mia X wrote a letter to Essence saying, hey, y'all promoted me on y'all flyers and your billboards and things of that nature, and I told y'all I wasn't going to be there. Mia, sue them bitches. Let's get into the letter. Mia Young, that's her real name, It says, Dear Essence Festival, as I previously expressed to your president, Burke, or Burku, I don't know what that name is. I felt deeply disrespected, disregarded, and unprotected when I discovered that you advertised me as a featured artist for July 6th without any paperwork, deposit, performance, rate discussion, or communication whatsoever. According to Burku, Essence Fest justified in using my name because Master P gave his permission. She says, I must emphasize, I had no written agreement with Master P or his affiliates, nor did I authorize him to speak on my behalf. No contracts were signed, no terms were discussed, nothing. In fact, I don't even know the actual performance date until Essence published the performance lineup. I ultimately declined to perform due to the last minute nature of the request, pricing conflicts, and the unprofessional business practices from both Master P and Essence. Burku assured me Essence would cease promoting my name and likeness, but that never happened. Instead, fans arrived expecting to see me based solely on false advertisement. What still shocked me is that I only found out I was on the lineup because of your own promotion. Did Essence ever receive any documentation with my signature? Because I never signed anything, never gave, I think there's more. I never signed anything, never gave permission, yet my name was used for months. Burku continued to insist Essence had the right to promote me because Master P told you it was okay. He cannot make decisions on my behalf. Why did this happen? Why wasn't I shown the respect of being contradicted or contacted directly? Why wasn't I promoted without consent? I'm not some uninformed artist who can be casually dismissed. I haven't worked closely with Master P in over 27 years. On the No Limit Reunion Tour, I am booked independently and only contracted with him on stage, if at all. We do not coordinate business. To make matters worse, I was hospitalized and out of my event due to an elevated heart rate, high blood pressure, and chest pains. This entire situation caused me immense stress. I even asked Barku, if I curated a lineup and casually mentioned names, would Essence put them on a flyer without confirmation? Because that's exactly what you did to me. What was the respect for my name? Where was the respect for my name, my brand, and my legacy? Who was the protection? Where was the protection? Why was I treated like a disposable woman who should just shut up and show up? I've worked with Essence for over 25 years, and I have never been treated this way. It's disappointing, heartbreaking, and unacceptable. Sincerely, Mia Young. Mia, baby, sue them bitches. Sue them hoes. Master P cannot give any, unless Master P owns Mia X's name, image, and likeness. Master P can't give Essence Festival no goddamn permission to use Mia X on no lineup. And Essence Festival know that. Sue the Joel off their ass. That's what you do. Sue Master P too. Get Percy on there too. Sue Percy and Master and Essence. Sue the Joel off out the bowls on them bitches. That's all I could give you. Essence Festival knew better that they can't just go around here putting people names on no flyers. Girl, they know better than that. Sue them. Sue them. Sue them. Girl, writing a letter, bitch, you'd have been getting my cease and desist. Ho. Letter, bitch, please. Sue him. Yup, the promoter too. Everybody. I don't give a damn. Sue him. The African lady got a pet. Sue him too. What? Her mama done came over to visit from Africa? Sue her too. Oh, Romeo over there talking about his daddy stole his money? Sue Romeo ass too. Oh, yeah, the whole family could get it. Grandchildren, sue Master P, everybody getting sued. Master P knew what he was doing. Essence knew what they was doing. Sue their ass. That's what you do. Take them niggas down to the court. Diddy these niggas. That's the only thing you could do. Sue them. The Uber drop Master P off to the Essence, sue the Uber driver. Oh, you want to drop him off? Good. I'm adding you to the lawsuit. Look, you call an Uber. You call an Uber from downtown. You get in the car, you talking to the Uber driver. Yeah, bro. Yeah, man, I had Master P. I drove Master P to the Essence Festival. For real? Yeah, man, I drove him the other night. You drove him, you sure? Yeah, I drove him. Good. What's your name again? Derek Smith. Yeah, I'm adding you to the lawsuit, fat. Sue their ass. Sue them. Sue them. Everybody got to get sued. It's easy, Mill. You tripping. You playing. Sue them. The hell? It wasn't just Mia X though. So Stephanie Mills had an issue too. And we know we don't hear from the great Stephanie Mills. Miss Stephanie Mills normally be chilling, minding her business, drinking her water and eating her food. So when I saw Stephanie Mills say something, I said, hold up. The fuck going on around here? What did you do to Miss Stephanie Mills? Okay. Now, this is a Black American icon. She will not be played with. Now, watch y'all let Kamala play with Janet Jackson. You're not going to play with this one. Do you understand me? Now, let's get into what Miss Stephanie Mills had to write them and say. Dear Essence Festival organizers, I am writing to share my feedback following my performance at this year's Essence Festival. While I remain grateful for the opportunity to have participated, my overall experience was unfortunately, marred by the significant production issues that negatively impacted both performance and the artist's experience as a whole. It says the challenges I encountered were multifaceted and, in my view, indicative of broader organizational shortcomings. The scheduling and time management were severely lacking, creating a chaotic and stressful environment backstage. The disorganization cascaded onto the stage, impacting the flow of the event and ultimately diminishing the quality of the performances. Beyond the logical issues, the technical difficulties, specifically concerning the sound system, proved deeply problematic. These issues were not isolated incidents, but rather persistent problems that severely hampered ability to deliver my performance to the best of my ability. And I understand I wasn't alone in experiencing these problems. This lack of technical preparedness, is unacceptable for any event, or especially an event of Essence Festival caliber and prestige. These operational deficiencies ultimately detracted not only from the artist's performances, but more importantly from the artist or from the audience's experience. The energy and excitement were repeatedly disrupted, creating a less than ideal atmosphere for attendees. The overall level of professionalism I witnessed fell far short of the standards I expect from such a highly regarded festival. I believe a comprehensive review of organizational structure and operational management is necessary to ensure that future Essence festivals run smoothly and meet the highest standards associated with the brand. I sincerely hope that my feedback will be taken seriously and utilized to address these significant concerns, ensuring a vastly improved experience from both artists and attendees in the years to come. Respectfully, Stephanie Mills, the artist. Okay. So now Stephanie was talking about the stuff that was happening behind the scenes that affected the show. If anybody has ever done any type of performance, then you understand that what happens behind the stage literally impacts what happens on the stage. The back of the house, if that's not in order, you don't have a good performance. Something as small as lighting, microphone, sound, color, any little small thing that you think might be minute Those things can literally make or break a performance. So as an artist, especially one of her caliber, who's been doing this longer than I've been alive, I'm pretty positive when she say things were in a disarray, she has experience to know when things are in a disarray. And the fact that they were unprofessional, unorganized, not able to accommodate and keep Essence at its core and at its standard where it was, I think all Black American artists should sue Essence Festival. And I also think the vendors who opted out of going to Essence, because I did talk to a lot of people who are vendors and opted out. And a lot of those people are saying that they opted out because of the way they had been treated and the unprofessionalism in the past, okay? In the past few years. So when y'all heard about all those vendors dropping out, it's not because they ain't got no money, and it's not because they whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Those folks dropped out because Essence has been in a MESS for the last probably 5 years. Okay, so these people ain't just dropping out for nothing. They dropping out because they are being pushed to the back. All these Africans and all these foreigners are being prioritized. Remember we talked about it for Super Bowl? And the locals say F it. Now, mind you, the reason New Orleans is in Essence or Essence is in New Orleans is because people come for the New Orleans experience. So if you don't have the New Orleans vendors, you have stupid shit like Jollof versus Jambalaya. I think that Mia X and Stephanie Mills has a case. If Stephanie Mills believes that her performance was impacted to a position or to a point to where she feels like the audience didn't get their just due or they didn't get the experience that she believed they should have gotten, she can definitely sue Essence Festival because they are responsible for the sound. They are responsible for the stage. They are responsible to make sure that everything is up to par. Now, yes, as an artist, she is responsible to go in and do sound check. But at the end of the day, they are responsible to make sure that that sound, that lighting, and all that stuff is up to par. Both of those women have grounds to sue. Mia X specifically, for sure. But both of those women have ground to sue. And some people are wondering, because I just saw the young lady in the comments saying, wondering if they sounds like they purposely sabotaged it. Yes. Yes. That's exactly what they're doing. Because the final straw, the King Koopa of this whole shit is to delete you. It's for you to walk around and not exist. That's the King Koopa. That's the top of the hill. That's the end of the rainbow for these freaks. Is to delete you, to have you literally walking around and not know who you are, and for you to be a slave. Okay? And these are parts of the process of that. Okay? So whatever you're feeling, don't suppress it or feel like, no, you're feeling it because it's real. They are trying to delete you. In 100 years, remember I told y'all this before. This ain't my first rodeo. I done told y'all this before. You notice how all our Black American people that we look at as heroes, you ever notice how all of the people that play them are foreigners? Y'all ever notice that? Martin Luther King, played by a foreigner. Harriet Tubman, played by a foreigner. Name them. All except Malcolm X. And they still had a foreigner play him on something else. But every single person in our history is always depicted by someone who is a foreigner. Have you ever asked yourself why that is? Why they don't just hire a Black American? Nobody never asked that. They all played by foreigners. Fred Hampton, yup. Played by foreigners, because in the future, what they want to do is say, you never existed, that they were the ones who did this. You are just. You want to know why the Africans come to American and drop their African name and pick up your nigga name? Johnson, Smith. Yeah. You want to know why the Africans come to America and pick up your nigga name? Johnson, Smith, Williams, Reed, Sterling. You ever wonder why? Oh, yeah, the accent too. Y'all ever wonder? I told y'all, if y'all not asking why, you're walking around like this. If you're not asking why, you're walking around like this. Y'all never ask why that. And they doing it under the guise of, we're all the same, Black power. Black power, niggers. We're all the same. And yo, duck, duck, goose. Yes, black power. Because we all the same. Yep, black power. The point is they want to erase you. They want you here because they need you, but they want you completely erased. It's been working really flawless. It's been working hella flawless, actually. But they want to erase you. They want you here, but they don't want you here. Does that make sense? They want to take over your identity. They want to say that those Africans who I believe were the ones banished out of Europe when the clear people was created. I believe it. I don't know it. I believe it. But those Nigerians and Ghanaians and all them folks who I believe were abolished or banished out of Europe when they was running Europe, I believe those niggas, those black people working with them white folks against us. I believe it. Because most of them people that we learned about in history that came from Europe, you know they was black, right? Whole nother story. But neither here nor there. Listen, I'm trying to tell you something right quick. Really quickly. And I got to get up off of here. But I'm trying to tell you something right quick. They are trying to delete you and replace you. They are trying to replace you. And as long as you walk around with the blinders on, the easier it will be to replace you. The longer you don't know who you are, the easier it will be to replace you. They are going to basically take your identity. They're going to wear you like a mask. That's the plan. That's the plan. I'm just telling you what it is. I'm telling you what it is. That's what they want to do. Now, take that information and do with it as you please. But the longer you walk around with the blinders on, the easier it's going to be like taking the candy from the baby. Whoop, 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 whoop. Essence, got it. Jet, got it. What else they done bought for us, from us? You see what I'm saying? That's the point. But I'm saying all this to say, we got to be mindful of what we're dealing with and what we're looking at in these worlds. We have been walking around here blind and stupid for too long. Too long. Now it's a wrap on that shit. It's a wrap. If we are to save ourselves as a community and as a people, if now is the time, the portals are opening. If we don't jump in now, we are doomed. And don't let them trick you. The Jedi mind trick is to make you believe that caring about yourself is a bad thing. That's the Jedi mind trick. They will make everything you say and do evil because you're prioritizing you and your people. Mind you, that's what all they do. Everybody prioritize them and their own people, except Black Americans. Y'all got to open your eyes. You have to. You absolutely have to open your eyes. If you don't, they gonna, hey, bro. Everything happened for a reason. KB, thank you for the super chat. It says his name is Augustus Dorico, CEO of Rainmake. I don't know who we're talking about. That was an old super chat. That's why I gotta read them faster. Sorry, KB, but thank you so much for the super chat. KB, deserving one. Thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate you. What you cooking? Thank you for the super chat, love. Thank you so much. Miss Parker, thank you for being a member for 14 months. She said, dolls and dons, we need 200 more people to hit the like button. Thank you, Acorn. Yes, Acorn, please hit the like button. Let's get the likes up so we can get the video in the algorithm. So Leah, is that how you say your name? I'm so sorry if I mispronounce it. But thank you for the super chat. Says Charleston White, who was responsible for the death of a white man about a coat they stole, ain't had nothing to say about that boy defending himself. Exactly. But Charleston White is a large walking contradiction. He don't even realize what he's doing. He gonna catch on. See, hey, for the love of money. It ain't money that's the root of all evil. It's the love of it. When you chase the bag, you run right into the devil, don't you? Crazy work. Miasha, thank you so much for being a member for 13 months. Keep on educating and entertaining. Will do. And I got love and hip hop coming later on. Shout out to everybody. Winnie Wright, thank you for the super chat. Never stop, boo. I love your content. I love all your content. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. What you cooking? One, thank you for the super chat. Voodoo, did you catch Carlos' interview with Miss Juicy Baby? She worked for Scary Ricky Smiley for 14 years with no contract. Crazy work. Love you down. No, I didn't see it. You know, I don't be watching Carlos like that. Shout out to the king. But I'm going to have to go check it out. I like Juicy. I rock with Juicy. I like Juicy. Thank you for that. Motivation and Madness. Hey, Jeremiah. Hey, boo. Love you. Miss you. He says, Mad Day people will cut their noses to spite their face. I love seeing people who are Mad Day so I can stay far away. I'm scared of Mad Day people. Mad Day people frighten me. They really do. I literally get scared. Because you're too unpredictable. I don't know. I can't gauge you. And I don't like that. It's scary to me. Thank you again for the super chat. It says Demore Hadley is Desiree's daughter's name. Okay, so Demarat or Deseret is the name that Nicki was giving her. Gotcha. Thank you so much. Jay Grizzly, thank you for the super chat. Says Essence Festival didn't even do a tribute to the passing of Frankie Beverly. Not an all-white farewell or nothing. And I'm glad you said that. Listen, this stuff is right in your face. How in the HE double hockey sticks can the city of New Orleans throw an Essence Festival and not close out with a tribute to Frankie, Beverly, and Maze? Them bitches would rather give a tribute to Percy, Master P, I ain't got no talent, Miller. Fuck Master P. We don't give a damn about no Master P. Girl, New Orleans would have what we would have. Listen, New Orleans would much rather see a tribute of Frankie than Master P. But when you're not from the culture and you don't know the people, you think having Master P there is a better thing than even thinking about doing the tribute. Did they not pay attention? Did they not realize? Did they not remember the second line New Orleans threw for Frankie Beverly? Did they forget about it? Let's go get it. Because see, certain things are easy to figure out. Certain things are easy to figure out. It's really not. Listen, I'm telling you that old saying it's chess, not checkers. They lying. It's tic-tac-toe. This shit is literally not this hard. I swear to God, it's not this hard. I promise you. This shit is literal white and black. 1 + 1 = 2. That's what all this shit is. Look at the city of New Orleans. Now, anybody who has any sort of context clues or know how to utilize their context clues would know that if they paid attention to Black American culture, that we really love Frankie Beverly and Maze. We love him. As a matter of fact, in New Orleans, we love them so much, the entire fucking city came out and sent him home on a homegoing celebration, baby. We got a casket and a cutout, nigga. You ain't never seen that done nowhere. Nigga, we got a real funeral home. Listen, a real casket. Listen, when paid money for the life-size cutout of Frankie Beverly. Listen to me and listen to me good. In the city of New Orleans, through the biggest funeral ever seen in our culture. Do you hear me? And you mean to tell me you simple Simon motherfuckers couldn't pick up on the context clues to make sure y'all have Frankie Beverly a tribute to thank him for the majority of the years of closing down Essence Festival every fucking Sunday? Do you know that most of the people who came to Essence Festival came for Sunday? Do you know that the reason why all these black folks down here on this bridge on Claiborne, do you know the reason they wearing all white is because everybody knew that on a Sunday you pulled out your white linen and you put that shit on and you'll smell good and you went there and you before I let you go. No Beyonce. Do you know you supposed to put that all white shit on and put your head back and your chin up and let the nose swing, bitch? Any small paying attention would have told you we should probably add a Frankie and Beverly Maze to the doggone lineup, but you wouldn't even do it because not only do you not know, you don't give a fuck. But according to Funky Dineva, according to Funky, wasn't nothing wrong with the essence. According to Funky. Don't get me started. We talked about funky yesterday, but this is the problem. Seriously. Thank you, Fish and Bread, for the super chat. Yeah, boo, tell them from us New Orleans people, not the NOLA people. Facts. Let me see if I can play this sound. How we treat each other in this way. Come on. Taking our time. What? With the silly. Girl, don't get me the second line around here, girl. Please don't get me the second line. But yeah, certain little small context clues like that would have told them that we revere this man. This is one of our greats. We don't play behind him. But these are things that they would have known if they were at least Black American, or at least if they had intentions on taking over the culture and being an assistance and not a burden. Okay, Trey, thank you for the super chat. Says, ain't it funny how the people that say we don't have a culture always use our culture to lift theirs up? Absolutely. It says this has to be treated like a hostile takeover, because it is. But they do. They always they use our culture to lift theirs up. Y'all remember that video I played yesterday of the African on the red carpet at Essence? Culture is originality. Africa. Can your ass to Africa with that bullshit then? Why are you over here by us? If that's where all the originality at, why was she looking, sounding, and talking like us? Y'all got to use y'all brain. KB, thank you for the super chat. Says, don't forget we couldn't get BET in the mall in LA, in Louisiana. Thank you for the super chat. We wrong if we invite ICE for 2026 festival, though. Are we? Just saying. Unique Organics Hair Care, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. R, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Anthony Arzu, is that how you say your name? Thank you for the super chat. Much love from my wife, BB. Hey, wife, BB, and I, Voodoo. Hey, wife and husband, how y'all doing? Hey, sister and brother-in-law. Yeah, girl. Thank y'all so much for the super chat. Appreciate y'all. Y'all get the likes up on the video, please. And shout out to the wife. Shaquana, thank you for the super chat. I'm sorry, thank you for being a member for 12 months. That's amazing. She says, we ain't never been the same. Stay trying to swap destinies with us. They see the earth repairing itself. They do. And they are trying to destiny swap with us, but it's not going to work. I'm just telling you now. They are definitely trying to destiny swap. It's just not going to work. Shaquana, thank you for the super chat. Says, I've been quiet in the shadows, but when you're spitting, you spitting. Dr. Vu. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shaquana. Bunny on that. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Shalana Brown, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Who else? Chocolate Bunny, thank you for the super chat. Says, that's why I said New Orleans needs to start a Frankie Beverly and Mays music festival. Now that would be dope. That would actually be dope. Yeah. That sounds like a good idea. And Penny, thank you so much for making it rain. I make it rain. I make it rain. I make it rain on them hoes. I make it rain. I make it rain. I make it rain on them hoes. Thank you for the super chat. Penny says, greetings from an FBA in Germany. Come to the Cincinnati Music Festival this month. We have the actual Maze Band featuring Jubal headlining with Ronald Ozzy, and other great guests. We understand and honor the culture. Thanks, Vu, for all you do. Yo, quiet as it's kept. That actually sounds good. You know what it remind me of? Where my Chicago people. I remember the first time I went to the Taste of Chicago, I went out there and I went and seen New Edition, Mary J. Blige. Who else was there? It was after Katrina. I'll never forget it. But either way, it reminded me of that. It's just certain things that we be having that just be us. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if the taste is Black American, but I just remember having a Black American experience. I don't know, maybe. Y'all can correct me in there. But yeah, you're absolutely right. If you can make it to Cincinnati for their Black festival, please make it up there. Please make it up there. Because I'm pretty positive it's gonna be lit. Now, if it's this month, I can't go. I'm actually about to be traveling a lot in the month of August and September, so I can't go because it's too short a notice. But I will try to make it next year. I really would try to make it next year. So we'll see. But I don't know. Thank you so much, Penny, for it. Shout out to my FBA sister over in Germany. Shout out to all my FBAs around the world. You feel me? Shout out. But with that being said, y'all, I gotta get off. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for hearing me out. You didn't have to do that, but you did. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. Yeah, I appreciate y'all. And like I said, I appreciate you more than you know. Y'all be on here looking for my message, but I ain't gonna lie. Before I get on here, I be looking for y'all more than y'all be looking for me. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all so much for everything you do. And I will catch y'all on the next one. We got Love and Hip Hop coming up later and Basketball Wives coming up later. Love y'all down to the ground. Stay safe. Peace.
Can you hear me now? Oh, let's go. It's your boy Big Chew, the voice of the beat.
You know what I won't
blaze up.
Come on, blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wow, 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we live. For your boy, for your boy, also for your boy, mix it for your boy, drop it for your, lift it up.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.